Welcome to it. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. My name is Julius J. We're right here talking the issues that matter. At 5 o'clock, we talk engineering. We'll have a team of engineers here. I've invited them. We'll have a high-level conversation. At 4 p.m., the winners of MTN Heroes, the first place, second place, the organizers, Lone Star Cell, MTN, all of them will be right here. Before that, we talk the issues that really do matter. This is the OK Conversation. Stick and stay. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Indeed, share the video, invite others to join in. We are right here, right now. Let's see. Switzerland is set to return nearly $29 million to Equatorial Guinea after auctioning off luxury cars seized from the president's son Teodoro Nguema Obiang Mang, the son of the country's current president and also vice president, has been entangled in a case launched by the Geneva public prosecutor since 2016. A total of 25 luxury cars, including Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, and Maserati, and a McLaren, were seized after prosecutors charged him with money laundering and misuse of public funds. According to the Swiss government, the repatriated funds, which will be strictly monitored, are expected to help improve both the quality and accessibility of healthcare services in the country. Former Prime Minister of Mali, Moussa Mara, appeared before a specialized national cybercrime court unit in Bamako. That is on today, facing trial for an alleged post-backing political prisoners. Mara is facing charges including undermining the state's credibility and legitimacy, opposition to legitimate authority, inciting public disorder, and spreading false information. The case follows a post by the former Prime Minister on X declaring solidarity with prisoners of conscience. Mara's lawyers say the proceedings include a request to release Mara temporarily from jail, where he's been incarcerated since August 2025. On a side note, DW Africa is reporting that South Africa's ambassador to France was found dead outside a Paris hotel. French media reported his wife had alerted police that after receiving a worrying message earlier in the evening, according to Le Parisien, police discovered the body outside the Hyatt Hotel after a search. South Africa's International Relations Ministry said it was aware of the reports and will issue a statement once more information is available. Nati Mtetwa 58, was appointed ambassador to France in February 2024. Indeed, let's take our break with some of our sponsors. When we get through, we will rumble into the issues that matter only on the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5.
This on me with the emergency. How do I manage again?
Potano, why are you sitting here just talking by yourself?
Julie, I need money quick. I won't go find somebody to credit me. Then I will pay them as soon as I get paid with the more in.
EcoBank can credit you, but the only thing you have to pay in 1 month, and the good thing, the interest are just 3%.
For you?
Yeah, just go to any EcoBank branch and you ask for the form to enroll you on their salary advance platform. When they give you the form, you fill it up and you make sure your HR sign it. Then you take that form back to the bank. After you carry it to the bank, they will send you a message to let you know that you're already on the platform. Then you can use the *326# and request for 50% of your salary. Instantly, you will receive it.
Wow, just like that? Break edit to more money, Judy. I'm going to the bank to pick up the phone quick.
Yo, go get the form quick. In less than 1 week, you will receive the money. And what I like about it, and they can't even ask you for collateral set.
I go in there right now, no wasting time, oh.
I'm not saying you must not go there right now. You must make sure you pay the bank money back.
Hey, Judy, that you talking so, I will pay back quick so I can credit again. EcoBank not easy, oh. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Thank God for my life, man. I mean, I'm relaxing in my own house. God, thank you, Papa.
Hey, Yakpawulo. It's new horse business. People can't even hear. Yeah. But well, Yakpawulo, I want to ask you, yeah? I hope you not pay your real property tax the way you just pressing the horse whole day. I hope you not pay, oh.
Real property wetting? Bali, your friend here, man. You get away. Let me enjoy my labor and my sweat. You know how I'm putting the horse here? Look at you. What did my horse get to do a real property tax, or I don't even know what you're talking about?
Oh, Yakpawulo. But you don't know that our country law, the Liberia Revenue Code say anybody who get horse, empty land or farm land, you must pay tax on them to the Liberia Revenue Authority. They want the people can say LRA. That tax, that what the LRA people call the real property tax. And you're supposed to pay it.
Oh, well, my own personal property. I say somebody who they want to pay my labor, my sweat. You know how much I spend on the horse? $10,000. I get all my receipt then, one by one.
See, let me the people that are 10,000. Then for the whole year, you know that only $25 or the equivalent in Liberian dollar, like if you will pay to the LRA as your real property tax, depending on the rate, though, like if you will pay as your real property tax to the LRA.
Oh, don't tell me that, man.
I'm telling you.
Just 25, huh? The money where I go to my labor, Papa.
$25.
But that money not plenty money, man.
You see? And the good thing is, you can pay it between January 1 to June 30 every year. So that whole 6 months you get to pay that $25 on your property. What you say you spend $10,000 for $25 for that whole time.
But then I go into LRA now to go start my process. What? That's more than money.
No.
I think it's I can be paid so gonna $500, but $25. Man.
$25 you imagine every year. Myself, I just pay my real property tax on my shop in town. My horse where I get into Ason. And I also pay on my land where I told you say I bought in Bon County that time. I pay also on it.
They think it be happening, man. Woman or Mahawane all leading me in the tax payment penny. Real property tax. I on my way now to LRA Real Estate Tax Division to go pay my real property tax. Yeah, I want noise. More taxes, more development.
Pay tax. We all enjoy.
Welcome back. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Okay. Let's do it like this. The National Public Health Institute of Liberia, through the case management pillar led by the Ministry of Health, has confirmed 4 deaths associated with mpox and other underlying health conditions at treatment facilities in Monrovia and Buchanan. It is an important thing to look at. 4 deaths now. 4 deaths. We are also live on YouTube. We are also live on YouTube. Once our man sends me the link, I will post it. We're live on Facebook as well. We're live on YouTube. A whole lot of people like to watch on YouTube. They say it is better and all that stuff. So yeah, we're also live on our website to listen to us. www.okfm.lr.com and .com.lr. Yeah. They will send me everything I read to ya. Yep. So sometimes if you cannot watch, you can listen. If you're out of the country, listen via our website. You go there, you will see where you should listen to the radio. Yeah. Okay. So a whole lot is happening there. Okay. Let's bring you greater details about the whole mpox thing. Yep, so there are 4 deaths. 750 cases have recovered. Current active cases are 169. Total suspected 1,947. Received by lab 1,846. Total tested 1,846. Received by lab 1,846 and total tested 1,846. Total lab confirmed 923. Okay. So that is that. That is that. So kindly share the video, invite others to join. Be careful out there with mpox. We also know that Dr. Dubai Chris Nyon has been shortlisted for the prestigious African Juniors Award 2025 for groundbreaking biomedical inventions recognized for advancing global health and African self-determination. We wish him all the best. We pray and hope that he wins. As we always say, I love to see Liberians doing extremely well internationally. It's an important thing. You want your nationals to succeed, to have great achievements. It can just be Nigerians, Ghanaians, South Africans, Kenyans, Egyptians, and other countries. Yeah, we have to be in that mix. As a matter of fact, we were there from the beginning of a whole lot of things. United Nations, African Union, and all those kinds. Everything we were there. War Bears, first female president. We're a very small country, but we have some very remarkable positive history, and we have to continue that trend. We cannot always play second fiddle, so we have to succeed. We have to do better. This is why some of us don't just do things for Liberia only. You know, we do it thinking about the rest of the continent, the rest of the world. Now, so there's a story about a police officer being allegedly run into by a driver. There's another story I've been reading about. Somebody had posted an experience from the Cardwell area. You know, for me, I always like to get official confirmation to these things. But there is an incident, an allegation about a lady also allegedly, driving a car and running into a bike rider because a allegedly insulted each other, and the young man died. So there are those two incidents that happened, I believe, over the weekend or so. And it is always good for the Liberian National Police, because things that you are not at. Yeah, some of us would like to be very careful on how we speak to them. And up to present, I am not sure. So, Minister of Justice, Councillor N. Oswald led a team of joint security as they paid tribute to the fallen officer Mark D. Bracewell. They did that. Let's see, what did they say? The Liberian National Police acknowledges with deep sorrow the reported passing of Officer Mark D. Bracewell. That was yesterday when they posted this, who was reportedly killed while on duty. We extend our heartfelt sympathy to his family and loved ones during this difficult time, and will release an official statement once full details are confirmed. Once full details are confirmed. I'm on their page. Apart from the funeral activities, I am not sure I've seen any statement that says what the details are. And if I know I listened to Clarence, it seems as someone who may have been on the scene informed Clarence that it was actually a premeditated thing. If you were on the scene when the incident occurred, it will be important to hear from you. When we shall have opened the lines later, it will be important. No matter what the case is, I keep saying law enforcement should be respected. No matter how annoying they can be, you have to respect them. They are carrying the authority of the state. Now, in the case of accident, again, from what I have been reading and seeing so far, I have not seen anybody who said they were on the scene and it was an accident. That maybe the officer was standing on the road and perhaps the person brake couldn't hold and blah, blah, blah. I have not seen something like that, even though the police hasn't come up with a statement yet. But this is terrible. So the two incidents, the one in Cardwell, because apparently the person too went and wrote on Facebook that they were passing by Freeport and saw these three guys on the road, they wanted to arm rob her or whatsoever, and then they threw stone and blah 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 and all that stuff. Yeah, conflicting accounts. If you were at the scene in Kawa, the incident where the lady reportedly, allegedly ran into a motorcyclist, killing him because they allegedly insulted each other, we want to hear from you as well. Very important. But at this point, we are with the LMP. Good. So the president is returning on today. And so later on, I know we'll get details from there. Now, there has been this trending issue, and that is our major talking point today. We have to learn our voices. Trial judges have written the chief justice. They had issues, they had issues about certain appointments that were made by the president, and so they wrote and they felt that it wasn't well done, So let's listen to the Chief Justice. What did he have to say about this? That's where we're starting from.
She's the one I want to hear. You got press people here?
Yes, sir.
What I want to say, I want the press people to get it clear. Because it's all over, people are calling me everywhere. Few weeks ago, I recommended some maestros to the president. Most of them were law school graduates, and a few of them were not law school graduates. Among my
Okay, Maki, few weeks ago, I recommended I take that into consideration. Very important to this discussion. Let me go back there.
But it's all over. People are calling me everywhere. Few weeks ago, I recommended some maestros to the president. Most of them were law school graduates, and few of them were not law school graduates. Among the maestros is my son. Oh, with wow, basically. He just completed second year law school, just entered a third year. The president of Liberia appointed these people. I received a letter from honor, capacity as a president, that the president has appointed non-lawyer as a secondary magistrate and associate magistrate, and that was wrong, and that they wanted to intervene, advise the president. Next on Facebook, I saw the press release issue. Let's say I appointed his son, who is not a lawyer, as a secondary magistrate. And the judge, so I got friends all over the world, everybody go, oh, what? I said, well, thank God. I'm going to where honor is. First and foremost, the law, the constitution of the country gave power to the president to appoint all presidential appointees. He doesn't have to get advice from anybody. But when it comes to the judiciary, he appoints the chief justice, associate justice, judges, magistrates, and associate magistrates. But when it comes to magistrates, the law says the secondary magistrate shall be a graduate of law school. So if the president appoints anybody who is not a graduate of law school, I, as a chief justice, will respectfully go to him and say, Mr. President, they want you in error. They just require law school graduate. But when it comes to associate magistrate, there is nothing in the law. The law has to be silent. And you must know as lawyer that what the law does not give, it holds. Meaning that the president of Liberia has authority to appoint anybody as an associate magistrate. And the lady sent to me, I don't see one person that the president appointed as secondary magistrate who is not a lawyer. But the 4 or 5 persons who were appointed as associate magistrate who are not a lawyer, that's what they put it. My son needs a second. My son is aged. He's a Liberian. He is in law school. And I nominated to the president, and the president sees fit to appoint him. I do not see anything wrong with that, madam. Your Honor, I didn't see anything wrong with that. The president is not wrong. You are not violating the law, so I cannot intervene, I cannot advise. Besides that, we still got magistrates who are not even high school graduates who are still on judicial payroll. The fact that we decided we train college graduates to be associate magistrate because we cannot afford to get lawyers now, did not take the power from the president to appoint associate magistrate. And since the law did not say that it must be.
Okay, so that is the Chief Justice's justification. Now, let's read the other ladies. Yeah, let my producer. How is it saved? Yeah, that's not even what I'm talking about. Okay, so then the trial judge Little who wrote the letter. She also said this in response. Okay, let's go.
So that is first, you question your interpretation focus to safeguard the integrity of the judiciary. That was the tune of my letter. Well, what made this thing to be so? If the letter is not a bad letter, what? How it got to the public is the one that is supporting every one of us. How it got to the public, and I don't speak for them, but I will tell you how unhappy I am. or if you check your WhatsApp, it's there. Agent of communication on right now, yes.
So the Chief Justice team wrote her, and I mean, it was quite an embarrassing, very embarrassing situation there, you know. Very, very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing. Too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad. But, but let's read something before we go to the law. And if any other lawyer has something else, then we can go to it. But Mio Debabian wrote this: upholding the integrity of public office and judicial ethics. In the admission of attorneys at law to counselors at law of the Supreme Court 2017, Justice Philip A.Z. Banks III delivered a towering opinion underscoring the gravity and ethical demands of the legal profession in Liberia. He emphasized that law, like medicine, holds life-altering consequences for citizens and therefore must be practiced with utmost competence, integrity, and moral discipline. In every constitutional democracy, the exercise of public authority is bound by the principles of legality, impartiality, and ethical restraint. Public office is not a private privilege, it is a public trust, and its legitimacy depends on the consistent application of law and the avoidance of both actual and perceived conflicts of interest. Liberia's legal framework, including the 1986 Constitution, new judiciary law, judicial canons of Liberia, and the Code of Conduct for Public Officials and Employees 2014, collectively enshrine the doctrine that public officials must refrain from any conduct that compromises institutional integrity or erodes public confidence in governance. These instruments impose affirmative duties on officials to avoid favoritism, nepotism, and undue influence, especially in matters involving appointments, promotions, or recommendations. The principle of nemo judex in causa sua, no one should be a judge in their own cause, extends beyond adjudication to administrative conduct. When a senior judicial officer recommends a close relative for appointment within the judiciary, it triggers a conflict of interest that violates both the spirit and letter of ethical governance. The law does not merely prohibit unlawful outcomes, it prohibits conduct that undermines the appearance of fairness and impartiality. Otherwise, former Chief Justice Francis S. Kokbo Sr. could have very easily recommended his son, who is far more qualified than William Bese, a second-year law student, for appointment. Former C.J. Kokbo exemplified judicial restraint and ethical leadership by refraining from recommending his son, Michael Kokbo, for judicial appointment during his tenure. Issue: whether it was legally and ethically appropriate for Chief Justice Nyami Kwekwe Bese to recommend his son for appointment as Associate Magistrate by the President of Liberia. 1. That's I. Legal framework governing nepotism and judicial ethics. 1. Code of Conduct for Public Officials and Employees of Liberia. Section 5.1, Conflict of Interest, defines conflict of interest as any situation where a public official uses their office to influence decisions that benefit themselves or close relatives. 5.2, Abuse of office, prohibits public officials from recommending or influencing appointments that benefit family members, especially where such influence may compromise institutional integrity. Section 9.7, Nepotism. No public official shall appoint, employ, promote, or recommend for employment. Are you listening to that, folks? The Code of Conduct 9.7, we'll show that to you later. No public official shall appoint, employ, promote, or recommend for employment or promotion any person who is a relative, whether by blood or marriage, within the degrees specified in this code. This provision prohibits public officials from using their office to advance the interests of relatives, regardless of merit, where such recommendation may compromise institutional integrity or public trust. Section 1.3.21, definition of relative. Relative means an individual who is related to a public official as father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, husband, wife, father-in-law, mother-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, stepfather, stepmother, stepson, stepdaughter, stepbrother, stepsister, half-brother, and half-sister. This definition clearly includes a son within the scope of prohibited nepotistic influence. Then we go to, we finish the code of conduct, we go to judicial canons of Liberia. Canon 1. Judges must uphold the independence and integrity of the judiciary. Canon 3. Judges must avoid both impropriety and the appearance of impropriety. Canon 5. Judges must refrain from favoritism, including nepotism, in all judicial and administrative matters. Then the 1986 Constitution of Liberia, Article 21I, guarantees equal protection and due process, which includes fair and impartial judicial appointments free from familiar influence. Article 75 empowers the Supreme Court to prescribe codes of conduct for judicial officers, reinforcing ethical lines. Analysis of the Chief Justice's conduct. While the Constitution, the new judiciary law, vests appointment authority in the President, the Chief Justice's recommendation, though not binding, constitutes an exercise of influence. In the context of judicial ethics, even non-binding endorsements carry weight and can compromise public perception of impartiality, appearance of impropriety. The Chief Justice's recommendation of his son, regardless of merit, creates a perception of favoritism and undermines public confidence in the judiciary. Institutional risk. The judiciary's credibility depends not only on legal correctness, but also on ethical restraint. The Chief Justice's action risks politicizing the bench and eroding trust in judicial independence. Part 3. Comparative precedent and institutional safeguards. In Republic versus Wisse et al., 2011, the Supreme Court emphasized that public office is a public trust, and any action that erodes confidence in the impartiality of public institutions must be scrutinized. Similarly, in INRI, admission of attorneys to councillors at law 2017, the court underscored the importance of ethical conduct and moral scrutiny in legal appointments. Conclusion. While the president holds the legal authority to appoint magistrates, the Chief Justice's recommendation of his son violates the ethical standards expected of judicial officers. It constitutes a conflict of interest, undermines the judiciary's integrity, and breaches the code of conduct and judicial canons. I am also submitting to you that there are tons of third-year law students more qualified and experienced, willing to take on that role. The only reason that young man, William, was recommended by the CJ is because of the blood relationship. It is that simple. And this is from Councillor Mio Debabian, barrister at law, legal practitioner of the High Court of Australia and the Supreme Court of Liberia. Oh. Powerful. So I've been trying to see if I could get as well a lawyer who thinks differently. That hasn't happened. So if you're a lawyer and you think differently, we welcome you. But let's go into the code of conduct. And our guy will put it up. 1.3.16, where it defines the words. It defines nepotism when a public official appoints, employs, promotes, or recommends. The Chief Justice admitted that he recommended his son. Recommends for advancement, family members in any agency or government or branch of government in which he or she works. It makes that very clear. Let's go back to the code of conduct. Break down again all of these things that we were talking about. Okay. 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 This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Nepotism, 9.7. Apart from the definition in the words, it breaks down what nepotism is. In 9.7, a public official may not appoint, employ, promote, advance, or advocate. May not do what? Appoint, employ, promote, advance, or advocate for appointment, employment, promotion, or advancement in a civilian or military position in the agency or branch of government in which he or she is serving or have jurisdictional control. Any individual who is a relative, as defined in section 1.3.21 of this code, an individual who is a relative of a public official may not be appointed, employed, promoted, or advanced in or to a military or civilian position in an agency or branch of government. A such appointment, employment, promotion, or advancement has been influenced or advocated by the public official. Any such appointment upon investigation shall be declared null and void. Upon being declared guilty in accordance with due process, the appointing authority shall be subject to dismissal, suspension, or impeachment in accordance with due process. This is what is facing the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. I don't know if Chief Justices can be suspended. I don't think so. For them to be dismissed will warrant impeachment proceedings. The legislature will come back and we will see whether they are going to take this on, because the penalty is spelled out directly in this code of conduct. The office of ombudsman needs to be on this now. It is clearly spelled out what should happen when this happens. First of all, the president should nullify that appointment like it did not happen. That's the first thing. And then the Chief Justice should be dismissed, suspended, or impeached. And you know the reason they use the three words here? Because they know that certain people can be suspended, like the Chief Justice and other people who may be holding tenure posts and all of that. But they can be impeached. When they impeach them, and they remove them. Yeah? Yeah, so this warrants, because he has admitted on tape that he recommended his son for appointment. Now, if it had happened that the president appointed his son to a position that he, the Chief Justice, did not recommend, maybe the president just heard about him and know the president and the Chief Justice didn't talk anything at all, then that case is a different case. If it was going to be in the judiciary, the Chief Justice will be under obligation to now advise the president, say, oh, Mr. President, this is my son here. As the Chief Justice, I will advise that, he cannot be appointed to the judiciary, even though you find him fit for blah, 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 because of the same nepotism thing, blah, blah, blah. Right? Good. In this case, the president did not know. He recommended people, including his son. A blatant violation, as we know now, of the code of conduct. 777-700-995, So the Chief Justice has a serious case on his head. It's a very serious case. Nobody should overlook it. It's a very strong case against him. The law is the law. And who can say the law is the law? And he the same person, the other time talk about the law being the law. And the law is the law, my people. Let it apply. We'll see what the legislature will do upon their return. This one is in their code. So two things should happen. The first is the president will withdraw that nomination and say, my man, you can't take that post. This is in violation of the code of conduct. The first thing. Then the legislature now has to play its part. The president cannot suspend the Chief Justice. The president cannot dismiss the Chief Justice. But the Chief Justice can be impeached. And the people who can institute impeachment proceedings, I think the House of Representatives does that. And then the Senate does the removal. That's it, though. No give and take about it. That is the law. The law is the law. 777-700-995, 555-995, 995, the numbers to call, and you will be true. This is a very important issue. I've always spoken about respect for judicial authority. Places we had to critique them, like in the case when they ruled quite confusingly in the House case, we spoke about that as well. In these kinds of cases, these are very important to set precedent. Thousands of people carry their cases to court, and all kinds of things happen. No understanding, no head and no tail. Sometimes these are some of the things that interplay. So this is a very serious case. Yeah? Extremely serious. Welcome. Let's hear you. Former Representative of Carsgrave.
Julius, how are you?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
It seems to be I'm a regular caller now.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, Julius. You see, Julius, today at least some of us are being vindicated. When people ask which law you pass, when we introduce not just the code of conduct but the bill on nepotism.
Yeah, before you go further, you were questioning the other day if Senator Darius DeLong has put forth any law that was passed. Yes. Our research has proven that the National Food Assistance Bureau stuff, he put that forth and it has been passed into law. It is now an agency. That is one of the areas. Yeah.
What you say was passed into law. What did
Yeah.
he do?
Yeah,
Was it submitted by the executive or what?
No, he sponsored it. He wrote that and sponsored it and everything. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. If he wrote it and sponsored it, that's great. Okay, I will have to research it. But basically, this is what I call for today. If he wrote it and sponsored it, that's great.
Yeah, leave that one now. Go to the issue.
Yeah.
I just want to prove that point.
No, but I have to make my research on that.
Yeah.
But what is important, Julius, when people ask, what did you pass? That's the code of conduct that was sponsored. It's not only that I introduced a bill on nepotism for the first time in the history of this country to fulfill Article 5C of the Liberian Constitution that calls for a law.
Your line is bad. I don't know what's happening.
Are you getting me now?
Yeah, better.
Yeah. I say when people ask which law we sponsor, yes, we sponsor the code of conduct. Yes, we wrote a law and also this. Okay, and
we know now, Akaras. You not thought I want plenty. You sponsor that. Let go to the issue about
we say not just sponsor, but the issue on the nepotism will that.
We agree. You came on the show and you talking.
You know, raise your small. Don't.
Yeah.
We're not making fuss today.
But we ain't got enough time, so just go to the issue.
You know, you tell your own. Let me tell my own. You know, we call to say clearly. We call to say clearly that look, there is ground for impeachment. And not only that, the greater respecter of the law should be the judiciary branch of government. Amongst the three branches of government, all branches should respect the law equally, but the judiciary should move because they interpret the law. They become a hope for respect for the rule of law. Everyone look up to them. When the politicians are in crisis, they run to the judiciary branch of government. With the Chief Justice wait for impeachment and removal, in any serious country, the Chief Justice will resign. He would tender in his resignation on the basis he would not even want to challenge the law because the law is already there. The law is clear. It's not implied.
No, that one it is very clear.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So in any country, the Chief Justice will resign.
Thanks so kindly. We'll hold you there, sir. Because of time, our guests are already here and others need to participate. Welcome.
Hello, Zero.
Yes, go ahead.
My name is Leo Zio Pico. I'm calling from Brochure. Children, if I may ask, something will happen to that Chief Justice. If you say
like
yes, that will ask you what happened to the several ministers and as I would tell the code of conduct. What happened to them? If something will happen to the Chief Justice, then what happened to other things? Even the president went as far as would tell 10 new position. What happened to him?
Okay. So you think nothing will happen? Okay, he thinks, well, we just talking our own. Nothing will come from inside. That's what he thinks. Welcome, let's hear you. Hello?
This is Michael Boy, and I call you from my rescue center.
Go ahead.
Julius, let's agree the justice made an error. Let's just agree that he forget. He didn't know the code of conduct. He went to the president. Let's just agree that the president himself don't know the code of conduct. Then we go to his son, who is a law school student. If he is that qualified, he couldn't just tell his dad
No, even if he were that qualified, it is still a problem. It is not about qualification.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If he is that qualified, Nigeria is big. There's a lot of private entities over there. He couldn't just get a job over there and save his dad all this sheep. If he is that qualified, so what they trying to say to us that people go to school in Liberia, they can't get job no other place but beside the government.
Okay, thanks.
Liberia moves further away from for God's plans for us.
Okay, thanks so kindly. You see, we the small people. We ain't got nothing. We got friends in government from Ellington to Weirton. We've not, yeah. You know how many friends, even now, the friend we got, I go say, oh, Mo, that my other person here, please get a job. It must well, we get another person here job. You know, people that we know in government, we not do it because it's small little job then that we doing that we know it will be conflict of interest some kind of way. When the man does wrong, the man not get or someone. Yeah, job, how you were talking. Small people like, oh, we can't do that one. We ain't got nothing. We're not rich. Oh, Chief Justice, you gotta go force your son among people again to get job too. Yeah, man. Something that should not happen, man. We the small people, if we can do it, you the big man. You do not want to. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Julius, how are you?
I'm good. Kev Hassan, go ahead.
This is a complete definition of qui pro quo, right? The person understands that his blood relative. He understands because they do the background, they check, because you cannot hire somebody who are doing your due diligence. So the person know. It's because of his descent on the Kofa case. That's what he gets in. That's what he gets in. When you descend on the case that was straightforward, that he himself spoke on, first social justice at that time spoke on it. So what he gets in now is because of his descent. That's the country you get right now. You know, one hand washes another.
Okay.
So what the president doing? The president is in that quid pro quo country. That's what they're doing right now.
Okay.
That's it.
Thanks so kindly. Let's take more calls. In fact, in 9.8, they go further with sanctions of nepotism. Let me send this stuff to the boy. Let him just post these ones. Where I say, oh, Junior just reading by himself. Yeah, the thing can help me, man. We know people here. Oh, there are people that be here. Oh, Julius know people. You can't have some family people all be here. Say, hey, my people, that job we doing here. I go tell one of my men and say, oh, please get a person job. The person not do it. Yeah, as soon as I go critique the person, oh, we got a man ask me, say, I'm gonna get a relative job. I reason he critiquing me. Then, if the person does it too, how you want to critique that person? When you want to critique everything, you say, man, get my person job. We the small people. So someone asked me if the code of conduct say may not or shall not. Okay. So if it say may not, then it will mean that you should do it. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, just I was online. I went for this Leo sick people calling from Russia.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was asking. What happened to those who violated the code of conduct when it comes to the ministers who want to take party chairman places and the ministers position here? What happened to them? So you know how many training position the person that violated, what happened to him? Should we go to the speaker removal when the poor pass law, then when they go to rectify because the one who did or pass who come to do a good now, what happened to them? Who should have moved those people? Who should have moved Chief Justice? The same people violated the law. So you want the man who moved Chief Justice, what moved speaker? What passed budget? What passed law? What was wrong? When the speaker moved, they put him there. He said, okay, the one who did was wrong. I got to do a good and I'm going to move Chief Justice.
Well, we have to play our part by highlighting what the issues are. So thanks so kindly. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Julius.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Julius, this is Henry Ganawadi Pay from 540 Congo Town.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, you see, The breaking of laws in the country here is started with the president. And anybody who breaks the law will not be looked up to. So what do we expect from this government? If this president can be violating rules.
Yeah, they want, you know, sometimes when you remove culpability from the head of someone, want to involve someone else in it now, then you can make the case weak. Let's concentrate on the Chief Justice. Let's leave the president. We not thought the president on plenty. We not critiquing.
Yeah, but
I thought the Chief Justice on today. Y'all leave the president small. I remember. The man in plane coming by. Y'all leave the man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Everyone is a father, and he has been breaking the rules.
Yeah, so let us deal with a particular person. But thanks so kindly. Yeah, everything we gotta care the president. I need a mess more now. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
How are you?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Mohammed Guitar, member of the Solar Movement.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you very much, Julius. You're one of my admirers, on the media. I always say that to you, but you refuse to. Thank you for the opportunity. Bro, Julius, that God himself that exposed the electrical counselor. Somebody saying that maybe the men are aware of the code of conduct. He think the men who raised to the kind of position, Julius, all those things. They are firing people on job, on any job. And they may have opportunity to say his son anywhere for advanced study. But God Almighty said, I will expose the man, in the public. This is what called the man. And today we are sitting, looking up to the president. Because he told the Liberian people that he will uphold and protect the constitution of the Liberia. Although he did a lot of wrong things and moving people from taking a position and the way in which the president proceeding on legal matters sometimes, Julius, it can be fair. But today we are sitting as a social organization here, looking at the president, the step that he will take against the Adelaide Chief Justice.
Okay.
Because we're not allowed that one to go.
Thanks so kindly. We'll hold you there. Suspended Gua says, this is the same Chief Justice who flip-flopped in the Kofa case. Okay. Getawe Abdullah Chika says, can the president also be in trouble as an accomplice in breaking the law after knowing the relationship with the two? Well, one will ask, did the president know? Did he have reason to know? Should he have known? So let's take more calls. But yes, in any other country, the Chief Justice himself will have just resigned and not wanting to face the wrath of the legislature. But will the legislature muster that courage? Because it is the House that brings the case against an individual like the Chief Justice. They will do all that stuff. Then the Senate is supposed to do the removal. Can the House muster that courage? The first thing that needs to happen is an executive mansion release from the president that I have recalled this nomination because of so reason. That one has to happen first. Welcome. Let's hear you.
How you doing?
Yes, go ahead.
I heard former Honorable Gray boasting about the bill that he passed. That conduct, is it a good one? That you
Is it bad?
Very much bad. One.
So what is the way to deal with bad laws?
Say again?
How do we deal with bad laws?
Because I know we also got to live with it.
No, they can have way out. Oh. There is a way out. You can amend the law. You can repeal the law.
Yeah, but when we have that's the pressure just money about one that in it. One. How can you state as a state representative?
No, Chief. Oh, no, let's focus on this particular case. What is bad about it in the code of conduct? No, Chief, no, that was not the discussion. You're not going to enlarge this discussion. It is about Nepotism, recommending family members to serve in the same branch of government that you are working in. What is bad about that in the code of conduct?
Okay, Julia. Say you want me to leave it. I don't go there. Let me say hello. There are people that they employ in business that they go to that they employ in offices that we are.
Okay, I'll just let you go. Sorry. You don't seem to be getting it. Welcome. Let's hear you internationally. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Julius.
Wow, yeah, I'm hearing noise, man. Are you in traffic?
Oh, sorry, I'm okay now. Julius, when Clarence was reading the code of conduct.
What is that name? What is that name? Where are you calling from?
Sometimes I always thought of that. Each time somebody said a call for international call, most Liberians just say the friend gives him a line. And you know somebody.
Why you should call your name? Leave that one. We ain't got enough time. Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead, Frank.
Julia, yesterday when I heard Clarence reading the code of conduct, so I went back and listened to the Chief Justice, and he said if there is any law that prohibits him from doing that, he will resign. I think the Chief Justice should have the guts.
Yeah, he should resign. We have the clip. It is a very long one. He said that, so he should just resign because the law is staring him in the face.
He said, he challenged the party, he said, if there is any law, he will resign for the post. I think he should have the guts now to resign as Chief Justice of the Republic of Nigeria. That would be the honorable thing that he will do. If he doesn't do that, that means the entire term of that Chief Justice tenure, the justice system that will be corrupt, and nothing Joseph Walker will do because Joseph Walker himself is corrupt. He are corrupt.
Okay, thanks. So kindly, I knew that's where it was going to end. We will force people to remain in. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julia, I'm there, Richard from.
Huh? Hello? You went off. Oh, to get you to this line can be easy. But welcome. Let's hear you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Momo Heroes. I come from Painesville. Okay, Julius, I'm one of those who get admiration from the Chief Justice during his confirmation hearing at the Liberation Center. He spoke well. He talked about reform. He talked about some of those things that he's going to be doing. But Julius, to have said what recommending his son. I mean, Julius, you already the Chief Justice. You are making money. You can't tell your son. You can't find elsewhere. And again, he's still learning, still going to school. But Julius, it just saddens me, right? From people wanting position in our country, all what you hear from them are just deceive. They come with lies, all because they want to. Julius, I mean, the whole country. I think the whole country needs or we need to everything because everybody are just deceiving the Liberian people.
Okay.
I pray that God find a better person making sure that our country can make our progress because all these politicians are all deceitful.
No, that one is not politician, that legal man. Thanks so kindly. Let's see who's here. Welcome, let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. I'm Adolphus Kawa.
Go ahead, Adolphus.
I just thought to provide a specific clarity on that Chief Justice recording you played. And this is in no way trying to come in defense with him because I fundamentally disagree with what has happened. But he was clear on the issue of his resignation. He said he will resign if they can show him any law that prohibits non-lawyers from being appointed as associate magistrate. I think that was the point upon which he talked about his resignation, not necessarily on.
So the one that will actually hold him about recommending. So he didn't talk about that one. Let me play the clip further. Let me play it further. Okay. Let me play it further. We have it here.
That's my interpretation of the law. That's my interpretation of the law. Besides that, appointing law school student as a social magistrate have precedent in this country. I've practiced law for 27 years now, and I saw it and see it going on. So the president was not wrong in appointing my son. More besides, as I said, my son is a librarian, he's out of the job. If the question is why Bessie is a chief justice and his son is also serving the government, then I will just refer you to yourself. They say one who lives in a glass house cannot trust food, right? Is it so? If you show one finger to somebody, four is showing to you. You are a resident judge. Your husband. Your husband. Councillor Aaron Baglin is Assistant Minister of Taxation. His brother, Senator Baglin, is a member of the Good Governance Commission.
Oh, that's interesting, yo.
So if you say, Bessie something, I say, then you resign. Then you resign. I have not violated any law. The president has not violated any law. If you can serve in the government, your husband serve in the government, and your brother-in-law serve in the government, then what's wrong with Bessie serving the government when he qualified? If the president appointed him as a supplementary barrister, I will tell the president illegal. I will tell the president that. But I done nothing wrong, my son, I done nothing wrong. Then the president has done nothing wrong. I want to let the honor and the trial judges to know that I have done nothing wrong. If you show me any law that says that the president of Liberia cannot appoint a non-lawyer as the associate magistrate, I will resign my position today. I challenge you. If the trial judges show me any law that says the president of Liberia cannot appoint an associate magistrate who is not a lawyer, I will resign the job I'm doing. Now, you show him now, I will resign before I leave from here. I know what the law is. It is unfortunate that judges.
Okay, so he knows what the law is on that one, but the one that says he should not recommend any of his people for appointment where he serves, he doesn't know that one. So that the one he should resign. But quite interestingly, he seems to acknowledge that he said when you point your one finger to someone for showing back to you, he was telling the lady that he talking about to, you get your own people too. They're serving in government, then you won't put your mouth on me. So he knows about the rot. He knows what the problem is. But he's saying the other boy shouldn't tell him because they don't say to their people, they have no people to the serving. You want to your husband assistant minister. Now you gotta justify whether the lady's husband was recommended by her to the president. Then I know her brother-in-law too, working in government. No, chief, you trying to change the whole thing. In this case, you, Mr. Chief Justice, you, Sir Chief Justice, Councilor Chief Justice, you recommended your son. That is the issue. I think our guests are fully here now. So let's take two more calls. We'll segue over to them. Welcome.
Well, I'm not Julius.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Prince Mario. I join you for Electoral District 13 on the All Students having in the afternoon. Julius, I don't know what the people go to school for. If that woman wants more, is a 60 minutes that the woman recommend the man to the press. The court order say if you recommend,
okay, thanks so kindly. This person says, if the Chief Justice resigns today, it will send a message of rebirth to the world that Liberia is not ready for business. It will also give hope to investors. This will be the final one. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius, for the leverage. My name is Focus. Julius, I'm from the Southeast. And I want to pre-mention what Adolfo said. I think in my mind, there should be no room for justification from the Chief Justice. Absolutely none. I mean, the portfolio is sharp. It comes with a lot of advisors, people who are knowledgeable, even if you don't know all the law. But when you do something, your consultation is self-guide you. I think the Chief Justice he never consulted in my mind. The second thing is that the Chief Justice is over ambition. That considering that you have 4 years to exit, he want to mold his son. I see the curiosity and the speed in the Chief Justice. It's unfair to all, Julia. All the Chief Justice need to do is to openly apologize. They will declare the error as a harmless error and request the president to openly withdraw that nomination. I think it will lay everything to rest. He's not big to say sorry. He doesn't know all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks so kindly. Do we have the other person who's going to be here now? Well, we might just as well go ahead. Welcome all the way there from Australia. I know it should be in the night there, like midnight or so. Welcome. Let's hear you.
How are you, Julius? How are you?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
I'm doing well. I just followed the conversation. I just like to take the issue of the Chief Justice debate from a different angle. I think I did an article the investigator. Now, many people are confused whether it is actually nepotism or conflict of interest. Now, what happens here is that the Chief Justice is in the position of authority. He recommends the president. So at that point of recommendation, he's influencing the process. Now, the president nominates his sons to take the position. When the sons get confirmed, he supervises his son. That direct supervision, that is at that point, that's when the conflict of interest arises. So on the basis of that, that happens to be a breach of what people practicing law call a breach of non-delegable duties. And when you breach that, it has a higher consequences. And so when I read the article for Kando by Bala and other people, I just started to respond to that. And I think on the basis of that, I think the best way forward for the president to withdraw the nomination.
Okay.
Not necessarily asking the Chief Justice to resign, but I think withdraw the nomination is okay.
Thanks so kindly for your insight. All the way there, it's past midnight in Australia. You still stayed up to watch the show. We appreciate it from all the way there. Now, this person with a very interesting comment. That's how we will end it. Folks, I know we'll continue tomorrow. The code of conduct of the Republic of Liberia is very deprivatory, discriminative, and suffocative. I went to school from ABC to 12th grade, graduated, enrolled at the university, and also graduated. I'm married and I have children, which made me a father with huge responsibilities. If my father or mother is appointed as a government official, do I leave him or her to run to different persons for recommendation to job? If I have the opportunity in my backyard because of nepotism, is a family member who is a government official responsible to feed my family? Does my education become useless because of nepotism? When I work in my family member office, who is a government official? Is it against the code of conduct too? So how do I work to feed my family now? Okay, perhaps we'll find people to answer these questions on tomorrow. Very interesting. But thanks so kindly for being there, folks. Our guests are here. And we are going over to them now. Very interesting conversation right here. But Chief Justice, the boy is in your court now. He's also in the president's court to play his part. Okay, so we have Lone Star Cell MTN here with the winners of. Okay, we have with us Nula Enders. Nula, welcome to the OK Conversation.
Thank you.
You gotta come closer and speak a little louder.
Thank you.
How is life going?
Yeah, so.
We also have with us Dennis and Vera Japa. They are the winners of the MTM Momo Heroes of Change. Dennis, welcome.
Thank you, Julius. It's a pleasure to be here on your platform. I'm very excited to be here as the winner of the 2025 Lone Star Cell Momo Heroes of Change.
Have you pinched yourself to know if it is real, if it is true?
Well. Funny thing, when I went to sleep Saturday after the entire program, and woke up, I had to go back to the videos on Lone Star Cell page to be sure that we were the actual winners, and it wasn't just one fine dream that we just had over the night, because the process was extremely rigorous, extremely strong, highly competitive. And to emerge as winners, it is one that has a different kind of feelings that just words can describe.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Vera, welcome as well. How does it feel?
Thank you so much, Julius. Thank you for this opportunity again. We are glad to be here. The feeling is surreal. It's still, we are still soaking into it, and we're just grateful that we have this opportunity that, Lone Star Cell MTN is creating that space for change makers, and we are just grateful.
Okay, let's come back to Lone Star Cell MTN to tell us what is this, what went into this. Give us some history and everything else.
Okay, so Momo Heroes of Change actually is a passion project, I would say, of our CEO, our current CEO. So while he was CMO in Ghana, this is something he started. So this is something that MTN Ghana also runs as well, the Heroes of Change. So it's basically for us to, we have several other things that we do. We celebrate our music, our culture. We have MLMA, we have the Yellow Star. But, for us to do something that actually celebrate people who are, grassroots change makers, people who are making changes, touching lives in communities. Because as much as we're a corporate institution, we can't do all ourselves. And I think something Dennis said that the government alone cannot do it. So there are people who, without any pay, nobody asking them to do it, their own passion, they're doing incredible things. And I can tell you for a fact, since we started this initiative for the last 3 years, I have been so inspired that every year it can be like, who will win, but at the end of the day, something we say is they're all winners because we continue to partner with them, whether they are the first winner or the second winner. But I think this year alone, I can say this year has been the best yet, because this year the people that we managed to uncover, the people that we managed to shine light on, they're just incredible.
I saw that in the end there they had to be shifting in the prices and all that.
Yes. So, the top 5, I mean, this year, something that the CMO thought would be wise is, everybody can be the winner, but definitely everybody should go home with something, or everybody should have, something contributed towards the work that they do. So initially, when we thought of, the third and fourth and fifth place, prizes, it was like, would this be enough? Like, even the one we're giving to the winners, we know, like, it can barely scratch the surface of the work they do. But it's not just about the money, it's more about what they're doing, how many people are aware of the work they're doing, and if we can connect them to more partners in the future.
Perfect. Can you give the public an idea of what you were looking for, and how everything went? It is important for them to know.
So like Denise said, the process was really rigorous. So this year we started nominations, and once we launched nominations were open. Previously we only used to do nominations on social media and through our website, but this year we did like community on ground activations. So we wanted to go further, but I think next year that's something that we will be able to do. So we went Grand Bassel, Margibi, and someplace closer to Bomi. So we're trying to get, like people within the communities to recommend or to nominate people as well, because not everybody have a smartphone device. Some people get, Sedibé and all of that. So we launched that process. And this year, again, like I said, because of how, because we expanded the means of doing nominations, we got a lot more nominations than previous years. So this year we got 1,916, if I can remember correctly. And all of those, the actual emails, contact information that we could get And the actual nomination, because some people were nominated over 5 times, 10 times, by several other people. So the actuals was around 250 persons. So we sent in an email, reached out to them. I mean, for some people, like for Dennis, or I think there was somebody else, even Jojo, the second winner, we had to get her contact from a friend of hers, somebody who nominated her, because, somebody put a nominate you, but the contact information is not there. But we tried our best to make sure we reach all of those people, and then we send them the nomination form for them to fill themselves to share with us the information. And then out of that, we got a top 30. So we have our board of judges. So because we don't want it to say, oh, Lonsa selected the people, or the people they want to be a part of the process. So the judges went through the nominees list, and the criteria, I think Monique spoke about this during the grand final, we're looking at impact. We're looking at what problem are you trying to solve? What is the relevance as at now? Like if you see what Dennis and Vera does in Grand Gide, and Grand Gide says Grand Crew, yeah, and Sino is really essential for that area, especially for rural communities out, even in Monserrato currently. So the need of whatever solution and impact you're making. And so after that, they also, this year, because last year what we did was only the top 5 had the opportunity to pitch. But this year, we said, okay, let the top 10, because of how many, like, the work they were doing on paper.
It took a long time to have 10 different people pitching.
Well, inside there that day, in the CEO boardroom, even the nominees were exhausted, but I can say, I mean, their patience, that's one thing I can really commend all of them from the judges to our CMO and our corporate manager. They were all there that evening. We had all 10 come and tell us about the work, because sometimes, like I was saying, on paper you can't really feel the impact, but somebody come and tell you about the work to do, the passion. There was a question they asked Dennis and Vera, like, why would you go, like, to Grand Crew and sign a why? Like, what drives you to do that? And then the story behind the impact. Those are some of the things that we're looking at. Like, nobody asks you. He just went there to go visit, and then so like the stories behind the impact that these people are making. Those are some of the things that the judges were looking at. So from there we got the top 5, and if it were left for my one thing, not Josh, all 5 were coming to win. Yeah, that was how hard it was this year.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
what about public voting?
So for the public, I will talk about the weighting. Public voting is something that we communicated to the nominees as well. Public voting was 30%, and the judges' weighting was 70%. Because again, what we're trying to do is, this is now a popularity, contest, where the more votes you have, although it helps, but it shouldn't be the sole basis of you becoming the winner of the now I won't say competition, but the program is not. It shouldn't be the basis of that. So the public had 30% votes. The weighting of the vote was 30%. And the judges had 70%.
Because in the case where the pitching, the stories, everything looked tight, then the voting tool comes now and plays the icing on the cake.
Yes, most definitely. So it simply means about your impact. So the more people you have impacted, the more people that are aware of what you're doing also gives you opportunity. And the more recognition that you've had, it helps also.
Tell us about the prizes.
So for the prizes, the first, I would say our winners, here we have $1.5 million Liberian dollars. The second, we have $1 million Liberian dollars. The third, 500,000. Fourth, 300,000, and then the fifth, 200,000. Those are the prizes for this year. And then in addition to that, something that even before Dennis and even before we knew the winner, right during the pitch, as soon as they left the room, I don't know if it was while they were in the room, even before they left the room, the CMO said, well, because there was this picture he had of the struggle, the road, and riding alone from Monserrato here to get to Sino in the dark, the road, and him being, carrying medicines, that far riding alone is not safe. So that was when he said we should try by all means to get 2 motorbikes, even if they win or not. We should try to get 2 motorbikes available for them to help with what they're doing. So, and that's something that we're still going. There's something that we're still going to do because of how much it's necessary and it's needed. So that's when we talk about enabling progress. These people are already doing incredible work. what can we do to support or aid, even if they're winners or not.
Okay. Good. Let us come to them now. Dennis always likes his wife to take the lead. Yeah, so
Now,
he always loves her to take the lead. Let's start with you, Vera. Tell us your story.
The story behind Denver Medical Laboratories and Clinic, like we stated earlier when we were here, is personal. It's about us.
You can speak a little louder so people.
So the story about Denver Medical Laboratories and Clinics is something personal for us, because we grew up in rural Liberia. I lived there, at school there. My husband was born there, and we understood the different challenges that rural community dwellers face as it relates to accessing quality healthcare services. And many days, where we used to get our medication from was from the drugstore. It was either from the pocket, and you go at the government facilities back then, you realize that there's no medication. Even the crowd that will be there, you have to wake up as early as 5 o'clock to go at the clinic or the government hospital. And once you get there, they'll tell you, okay, nothing happened today, no medicine here. In fact, there was no laboratory diagnostic equipment in the different areas. So that was the drive. And when we met, my husband and I met, we had this similar story, and we just knew that we wanted to make this impact. We wanted to give back, especially to the vulnerable group of people, that's women and children, because we realized that curable diseases, like infection, malaria, and stuff like that, people were dying from them. And we thought to start from Sino County, and then we later migrated to Grand Creek County. So that's just a story about us. That's the story about Denver. Is the passion, is the need to give back, and it's also us making impact in our society.
When this whole process started, Dennis, did you think you reached finals?
well, just I've lived as a person of faith, and my level of confidence have never dropped from from a baby growing up. So I knew that we were placed into a pool of highly influential and strong impact and change makers. But I had a confidence that what we were doing or what we are doing is one of the best stories across this country, preceded by some of those different achievements that we've had, as a result of what we're doing. So yes, I had that confidence that we will have gotten to the top 5. Whether we will have won, that's a different conversation. But getting to the top 5, I was very confident about what we're doing.
At what point? Okay, let me rephrase the question and say, who scared you the most? Like when you think about it.
It was when we were in the first point of fear clicked in when all the top 30 got into the room. My wife and I came in a little late, and they have had about 10-15 people already in the room, in the conference room, and we got in. And then when I looked, I saw Josephine Cordova, Jojo.
Mhm.
I saw my very good friend Elvis Thomas. I looked on the other side. I saw Momo Kekula, the guy who has Garnet Academy. And besides that, some of the faces were faces that were familiar, but I didn't know much. But when we started to introduce ourselves,
Mhm.
and every person talk about what they are, who they are, what they're engaged with, then they started to click. Then sometimes when this person is introducing himself, you say, the person is strong. But then when the next person starts to introduce themselves, then you say, I thought this guy was strong, but this one seems stronger. And then you start to create that fear in you. You start to panic and say, this is something that is going to be very. So, if I'm to lay my hands on those, I think that were really threat to us, I would think Jojo, I would think Isaac Mapo, I would say Howard Donor,
Mhm.
I would say Amelia, my man Enosh, those that had the guy who's also the books before girls. So there is a group of people who are from the student community.
Mhm.
There are people who are into the civil society settings. There's one guy who introduced himself for almost 10 minutes, just his profile. So and you look at it and say, but they're gonna prove us, but let me get it. So yeah, I mean, there were too many people that were of real, that the impacts that they're making across their institutions or diverse sectors, they're really really strong. And this year, I don't know about other years, but this year, I have confidence, but that confidence got threatened at a certain point. Yeah.
When you were in the last five, Vera, what did it come to a point where both of you said, well, if we win, that's it. If we don't win, that's it. At least we have reached top five.
Most definitely. Before even reaching to the top five, when we were invited for the pitch, we entered the room, and we were the contestants. We were in this room, and then we're just like lecturing, and people start to talk about the different, just another year more about us as top 10, the different things that you do, and we were thinking, my husband and I was sitting and saying, me and I were like, we know we won. We reached the top five. But who are the other 4 people you think will be part of the top 5? Because the thing is, we know what we do. We know the impact that is making on the society, especially for rural residents. But that top 5, when we left the pitch room, we were just discussing, did we even do well? Was our story really appealing to the judges? Who will be there? We put it up, the black too many strong people and stuff like that. But it also taught us that every one of us there, we are doing amazing work, and the community of people we have to support us, it was amazing.
I was not surprised at the line of winners. That is what I was thinking. I was thinking you will come first, Jojo will come second. For some reason, I felt that was a major. Yeah, I felt it was because given the prevalence of drugs, in the society and all of that, so I knew that both of you were like that would have been a serious.
So Jojo, Julius, Jojo is a very before the Momo Heroes of Change, my wife and I have a very good relationship with Jojo. We met last year when the Growth Accelerator program, and the relationship we built is very cordial and very cool. So she's like a friend and a sister to us. So when we got into that level, seeing Jojo, who's that popular more than all of us at that point in time, believe me, it scares you.
Of course.
Yeah. So part of what I told my wife was, hey, since the impact and the judges part is 70%, let's give our all to this part. We can and then we got surprised by the level of support that came from the communities, from Grand Crew, people who never had Lone Star Singer say, I will buy Lone Star Singer, just be voting for you people. From Sino, from Maryland, from Buchanan, from here in Montserrat, across this country, people that have heard our stories, have followed us, will reach out to our embassy. Don't worry, the whole school year, my whole school will vote for you. I will, as community leader, I will ensure that the community supports you. So the support that came from us from that base, was one of the reasons why we grew more confident about it, because we were confident about the 70%, but that 30%, you can get a 70%, but you don't have the support from the community, you definitely will not make it.
Yeah, sure. Now, what are you going to do with the prize?
Well, Julius,
have both of you decided?
Yes.
The whole presentation.
Okay.
So during the pitching ceremony, you have to talk about what you intend to do. So there are 4 things we've earmarked. One, solar. I think we mentioned that before, that in the both counties where we operate the facilities, in Grenco specifically, that's where we want to transition from generator to solar energy system, to cut down huge costs, which we spend around 16,800 United States every year just to maintain generator. It's a whole lot of stress. We want to cut that. So we're going to use portion of that money towards buying of solar energy. we're going to fence the 2 clinics. It's a private venture that we have, and we have no government support. So every month you worry more about paying staff and buying medicine. So whatever little you generate, that's what you spend it on. So to be able to have time to do other improvements is very slow. So these kind of opportunities are opportunities that we used to be able to, cover up some of those areas that we have deficiencies. So we have to fence the facilities. We can do bricks, so we'll do the wire fence for the pool facility. Run maybe one foundation, one line around, one course around the entire space, and then we can run the wire fence around it and be able to keep the place in check. The third thing we tend to do, which Lone Star have already covered up, and I want to clap for them.
You like just heard it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So
we heard
the motorbike part?
we heard a CMO speak about it during the program, but we were not sure because there are too many. We wanted to buy new bikes for the staffs to be able to help to transport materials, medications and other medical supplies from Monrovia to Bacterville and Greenville. That was one of the areas we wanted to do. And then we also have this program that we do free consultation for 1 on 5. Every child below the age of 5. Part of our flow chart, you have the registration and consultation, which have a fee attached to it. You do lab, which have fees attached to it based upon the number of labs you do in your complaints, and then the treatment. That's our flow chart. So the consultation part for children below the ages of 5, we offer free consultation and registration for children below the ages of 5 for the both facilities. So we're going to enhance that program because even we're losing money by not charging for children under 5, and we don't have any sponsorship from anyone, but because of how we grew up, my wife said, my story and her story when we met in 2017, by 2018 when I knew that she was the one that was married, we started to share our experiences as children. And we realized that we share too many things in common. I mean, my mother, I was born in rural Liberia. I was born in a drugstore. That's where I was born. My mom would explain to me when I was much smaller, hey, these are the circumstances that you were birthed under. And that inspired me to say I wanted to become a medical doctor. Again, it came back down to fees. My parents did not have the money to send me to private school. At that time, UL wasn't easy to enter, so we had to shift. But then the passion has always been there. So when I met my wife and she had experienced similar thing in Maryland, Plebo, then I said no, but then we have too many things in common. So then it became our both vision to be able to establish clinics. So, and the part about the free consultation for the children is the fact that I remember going to hospitals with my mom. We go to the hospital. The first thing is registration high. You get there for lab. The doctor tells you, the lab say we can't do the other test here for you, your child. It means some very common stuff. Even to do malaria, where you have to use a microscope, they got something called the oven in the lab that you have to heat the blood to be able to run the lab. Most institutions don't have ovens, so they have to put the microscope slab on the sun for sunlight to shine it before you carry it back into that. So there are too many issues. Even medications. When you find out that a person has malaria and typhoid, your child has malaria and typhoid, the hospital don't have medications. So they have to send you back to the drugstore or to someone to buy. And sometimes you go to those places, they still don't have it. So imagine going back home as a mother, feeling very hurt and worried that your child do not have, the hospital you went to for a solution cannot give it to you. You have to now force me as a child to go be drinking Kojorobo and all the other better stuff. So how do we be able to solve those things? Are reasons why we started. So the children company of the facility is one of our key reasons, and that's why we have the Honor 5. So with this money, we want to be able to strengthen the Honor 5. And we're also looking, and maybe I'm saying that opening now. I hope the CMO listening to. So we want to have this partnership with Lone Star that we can be able to treat around 100 children every month free. Yeah. So if we can just cover certain amount for medication, we can cover the issue of the lab at least every month to treat 100 children free at both facilities. That will bring peace to us as facilities owners across this country.
And we hope others listening who may want to be of support to them as well, as partners, as sponsors, that will be okay. Let me come back to Lone Star who will take some calls. why are you doing this? Where do you get the money from? You have a whole lot of overhead costs and all of that. People say, yeah, you're making profit as an entity, but why are you doing it?
I think I spoke about it initially.
Now, in terms of the financials and all of that.
Well, annually we have a budget, and as much as we have operating costs, but there's some things that are equally as important as, the products and services that we provide for our customers, or mobile money, the convenience and all of that. So as a corporate institution, it's also our responsibility to take care of our people. And the company that Lone Star sell MTN, 90% of the people working there are Liberians. Most of the people, some of them are from Sino, some of them are from Grand Crew, some of them are from, let me say, from Bond County. And it's only right that most of the things that we do, it positively impacts the people that we serve. So that's basically the vision behind why we're doing this.
Do we hope to see something bigger next year?
It's always going to get big. I mean, the last 2 years, we have first, second, third. This year, the fourth and fifth. So next year, what I intend that as a project, what we intend to do is to have the top 30 pitch, because it gives more insight into the work they're doing than what we see on paper.
I think you'll have 1 week for that pitch.
We read it. The inspiration, it only makes you want to do more. Yeah.
Okay, 777-700-995, 555-995-995. Those you listened to here before that you voted for, they have won and they are right here. They say thank you to all of y'all. So let's hear from you. 777-700-995. Thanks to Lone Star Cell, MTN as well, Momo Heroes of Change. Momo, that the mobile money services, so y'all continue using it, even though I have never won. But that's okay. I hope to win one day.
So tap Vera specifically. Tap
No, I was there that night and I even hugged them.
Thank God.
And the only place I want to call my knee is the 12 winners for Dubai.
You see, that's why I say tap.
That's the one I'm
the grand final cameo that is 17 October. They will announcing the final.
12. I hope to win because I can really use a Momo team, but I can win. But I won't win. Okay, 777-700-995, 555-995-995. The numbers to call. Let's hear you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Julius.
Yes, go ahead.
Lorenzo Prince Boga from EAWA. Let me say congratulations to Farah and Dennis. We started the process. Finally, we were able to get to the finish line. It's exciting for every one of us. We say thank God for the project, and we look forward to seeing more. And I just want to encourage you, Julius, don't give up, Vera and Dennis. Keep pushing. If you can get the people, say you are already in Sano, in Grand Crew, if you can get the people for the sake of Vera, I think people on that side also appreciate what you guys are doing as well. Even though they appreciate it, but they appreciate it more. So they can want to say thanks, and also thanks to Lone Star, man. Julius, Lone Star is doing well, There's a second group of people that I already know that have won something for Lone Star. The first time Lone Star put a car, one Mr. Tor, he won that vehicle way back. I think it was in the early part of the 90s, or late part of the 90s, or early 2000s, somewhere around there. And these are the second group of people that I know again. So we want to say thanks to Lone Star. Now I saw another program coming up down the Star, we're gonna start something like that. But again, we just want to encourage them.
The Yellow Star.
Keep doing, Yellow Star, very good. Keep doing more for our people, and we look forward to working with you guys.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so kindly as well. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yes, Julius, I'm calling from Singles Village.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so happy for Brother Dennis. On that day, I listened to you on the air talking about his vote. I was not thinking about the other aspect. I was just thinking, happy to vote for Brother Dennis. Knowing our society, people who burn those things, they don't even want to leave Montserrat to go to that distance. If he was get the phone and step to go, I will always run. So a bit to class, my wife phone, all of our phone, and I think it's those staff to do what we wanted to do with Brother Dennis. So I so excited for that. Those staff, they'll carry on. Thank you for Brother Dennis and his wife.
Okay, thanks so kindly as well. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. Thank you to the team. Thank you to Lone Star. My name is Ezekiel Gible, and I'm calling you from Pinsville.
Go ahead.
You also play a major role in this campaign, Julius. I listened to you on the air, start to end, calling on your followers to vote. And I'm one of those who've been with Dennis, the founding member of the Denver Medical and Laboratory Clinic, starting from Sino. I'm deeply grateful to my brother, and I trust that gentleman and his wife. I know the vision they carry, and I know that this particular money that they have won, it will be used for its internal purpose. We say thank you to Lone Star for this great opportunity. It happened last year where I met Jim Quavo. Today is Dennis Japa. I know tomorrow many more to come. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks so kindly as well. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, Mr. Jay, this is the conversation this afternoon on station number 6, Monsieur Kande.
Go ahead.
And I want to use this medium to appreciate Honorable Dennis Jaba in studio. He's my senior brother. I know Dennis very well. Dennis is a go-getter. So when he was into that process, I knew with the stronger conviction that he was going to win. Dennis is a go-getter, like I said. And let me say thank you to Lustac for the opportunity provided them. I'm going to appreciate him for the bold step taken. And I pray that God will carry him through as he seeks another step. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thanks so kindly. 777-995-995. Let's take your calls right here. Let's see who's here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good evening.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm Segun Keita calling from Downwater Town. Let me say thank you to the company studio.
Can you move away from your radio, please, or you cut it off?
Sorry. Get me clear now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Let me say thank you, President, because you did everything in your own personal way for this family to be a very successful one in the process. Let me also say thanks to the family there. This is a big dream. Yeah, this is a very big dream. Seeing yourself in this kind of a stage. Myself, I've been to Sino over the years. I know the type of constraint, I know the type of struggle in Sino. So for the Java family to give this identical initiative, it's a very huge initiative. So let me say thank you to them and let them continue that work. Thank you.
Thanks so kindly. I think this is Isaac Mwapo, one of the winners. Isaac, welcome.
Oh, thank you, Julius. It's good to be on your show this afternoon. I'm calling specifically to congratulate my colleagues in studio and also Lone Star. I think they are doing an amazing work. And like I said during the program on Saturday, it's important to recognize what the work people are doing across the world, because it has a way of inspiring excellence. And so my colleagues who won that night, I think they deserve it. I mean, I've never followed their work prior to the competition, but just coming across them and seeing what they've done, especially in a part of the country where they're doing it, I think it's worth appreciating. So I'm one of the persons who is extremely proud, and I'm here to congratulate them publicly, and also thanks to Lone Star, man. I think they are doing a really, really wonderful job, and we look forward to follow engagement. Okay,
Good.
Thank you so much.
Have they given you your check?
No, I know for sure Lone Star is trustworthy. I can say that for sure. All of the time I've used their mobile money services, I've never had any problems, and so I'm very certain they will come. Whether today, tomorrow, in the future, I'm certain it will come. But I mean, beyond the money, man,
usually it can take a week or so.
Yeah, but beyond the money, Julius, I have said the most important thing for me is the visibility. You know the work we do, Julius, with everything happening and constraints around budget and support, just the visibility is important. Now someone can know what Java is doing. And like you said on your show, it's important for us to go beyond it's just around 10, 11,000. I'm not sure it can solve some of the very big problems Java and his institution is facing. But what that does for him is it provides an opportunity where he get much more visibility and can expand his network. And I'm hoping that someone could call him or call any other person who's doing wonderful work and say, I think you're doing something, let's collaborate, let's partner.
Yeah.
And he can go beyond just the Momo Hero of Change. But again, congratulations to my colleagues. I think they are doing an amazing work. And I'm really proud of them as well.
Thanks so kindly for your call. We sincerely appreciate you and congratulations as well.
Okay, thank you, Julius.
Okay, that's Isaac Mwapo, one of the top 5. He also walked away with something. Welcome, let's hear you. Yeah?
Go after.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Edmond Steve calling from the back of RWC.
Mm-hmm.
You remember last year, Papi Kwame from Zosa?
Mm-hmm.
When he said we should vote for him, I voted for him. I used my 3 Lone Star number to vote for him. And just one day with the 2 people in Steve there.
Yeah, I see where you put your 3 number, you're just voting for them every day.
Every day. I use other people's number I use other people to vote for them too.
Oh, wow.
So thank God for them because they are in our country, in our area. So bless God for them. Let them carry on their good work in the service.
Okay. Thanks so kindly as well for your call. Okay. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Good evening, Julius. This is Brian Tate from Monrovia.
Go ahead, Brian.
And let me thank you so much because, usually when I open my radio, you'll say, vote for this. But really, I don't really know the meaning of or the benefit that will come after. Thank God that I'm still listening and, individual not that you advocated for them, but the direction you show, for the people to help any of them that were in the race was so, amazing. And let me thank the madam and the husband. I want to thank them. To work in the rural area is not a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of challenges. You can work in Monrovia or anywhere, even places you read no conversation, you can start any taxi, put a low on it, this, that. But the area they're talking about, if you have a old bike and break down in the middle of the road, my, you just have to do your own work. It will take you time before you even reach your finish. So these kind of people, when they win prizes, people are proud of that. And even sometimes with the kind of way they do, the way they explain, they kind of multiply, support in helping other families in villages and towns. So when these kind of people, when they get help, and their help is progressive, it means that rural communities, even those who are medical people, nurses and other things, they will prefer to go work in the rural area so that somebody can see them one day. Instead of being somewhere where multiple people will be there, and even with the good you're doing, it will take time before even somebody see you. Thank you so much, Julius. And
okay.
Thank you to the couples.
Thanks so kindly for your call as well. This person says, Julius, that's Fallow Tamba Pakima, our local gym, Muscle Tech, including myself, mobilized and voted massively for Team Dennis and Vera, and so we are so proud that the team is our prayers and wish now that they rightfully utilize whatsoever received for the required purpose, especially in serving the people in need within former President Wias County. You got to put that one there too. Congratulations to the winners. I'm so proud of them as a son of Sino County. That's Ishmael S. Willie, Emmanuel Wejala. Thank God our vote didn't go free. Congratulations to them and you as well. Okay. Let me go on the live feed and see. I don't know who's here, whether they should be here, but let's see. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Julius, how are you?
Fine. Who's there?
I'm Jackson. I'm calling from Bamaville to be precise.
Go ahead, Jackson. Go ahead.
I want to say thanks to the winner in Dennis, and we follow your talk show.
Why you poking behind the man? You think the man are a musician?
No. Mr. Dennis.
Okay.
Well, I had a caution for them. They shouldn't be complacent, and that shouldn't lead them to politics because like when people want to start building momentum, people start falling in now. Then the next thing now they jump politician.
About why would be wrong?
Okay.
But you don't think you don't think it is the best and good people in society that should go into politics? That's what bad people should do politics. No, I want that. But thanks so kindly. Finally, this will be the last one. Then we'll go to them to wrap up. Welcome. Let's hear you.
My name is Laura Zankori and I call for Pinzio. I want to say congratulations to
Grandpa Doe, Kala, that's Dennis Chapa, all those from Levitical Football Association.
The
We are
man can play
proud of
football?
you. I mean, I struggle.
Okay. I
Used
see.
to play, and we want to say thank you. We are proud of you. We voted, and I also want to say thank you so much, and to your loving wife who stood by you, and to your last vision. Thanks to Lone Star here also.
Okay, thanks. So kindly we go back to them. Let's start with Vera, we'll end with Dennis, and then we'll end with Lone Star MTN. Yeah, you listen to the calls.
Well, the level of support that we received over the past almost 4 weeks, it has been overwhelming from the community, from our friends, people that we did not even know, from the radio, every time. That star for 1 5 star. Like literally my church, almost most of our church members memorize that code and wants to see you, they'll just take it from your vote, and it has been overwhelming. I want to say thank you to Lone Star MTN for the fact that they are shining lights on people that are making impact in the society. It's not just limited to Montserrat, but they are going out there in rural counties to ensure that those that are making little change, they can be recognized for their work. For us, it's more of the visibility that we have received. It's more of the motivation. They have motivated us more. We also want to say congratulations to the top 5. It was really, really fun, and we did not see it as a competition. We saw it as, shining lights on each other and just supporting each other work. In every aspect, we are doing amazing. Each and every one of us are doing amazing well. So we are grateful for this opportunity, and we have visions. Like somebody said, you gotta go to Plibo. It's part of our plans, to reach all rural counties. We have 3 counties on our list to reach in the next 5 years by the grace of God. And Maryland is the first county. It's the first county that we are going to reach. So we want to say thank you. Thank you to Lone Star, and thank you to everyone out there who voted for us, who supported us, who prayed for us. And here we are today, your heroes of change.
Okay. Dennis?
Well, thank you, Julius. Basically, I would like to just speak to one person who called. There are a lot of calls that came, but Ezekiel cheaply. And the reason why I want to do this is in 2019, when we went back to Sino to find a place to start the facility, Ezekiel was the station manager for a radio station in the county called Liberty Radio. And I remember walking up to the radio station asking for the manager and said, hey, bro, he's a young guy. I'm looking for a house. And I shared with him the vision for my wife and I. And Ezekiel said, because I was working in Buchanan, so I had to make that 3-day trip to find a place quick because we wanted to start like now. And Ezekiel said, don't worry, go back to town. I will find a place and I'll get back to you. The current building we were in after 5 years was funded by Ezekiel Chipley. So, Ezekiel, thank you so much for believing in us back then, and also the role that you played, also even in supporting us and rallying the media to support us in this process. Julius, we intend to do what we're doing. We didn't start this with any intention of politics, and there will never be politics that will be joined into what we're doing. No level of commendation will ever get our head to think politics. That's not happening at all. What we're doing is out of passion, and we're hoping and praying that we can receive some level of partnership from people out there. Imagine this year there's a government institution that gave my wife and us an award that I won't call the name, please. That award came in with just paper, nothing beyond that. But Lone Star Cell has been able to give us an award, not just award, but with cash prize, not just cash prize, but huge visibility. Just yesterday, I walked up, into one of the supermarkets, and I had more than 4 or 5 people coming. Congratulations, people I've never even met before. Congratulations, you did well. You and your wife, congratulations. And I'm like, sometimes when certain kind of competition, you can start feeding yourself, So so I started feeling I'm going osmosis. I said, no, let me relax myself, So everywhere you go right now, congratulations. You're doing well. We're proud of what you're doing. I'm praying now that the congratulations can be transformed also into, partnerships, into, support, so that we can be able to make the life in rural Liberia something of essence, and that people too, sickness cannot be a death sentence. To be a mother who has your 3-year-old child and you don't want that child to get sick, because when the child gets sick, the hospitals will not live up to what you expect them to do. That feeling is something that we must stop, and we must be able to create that change. And Lone Star Cell, I wish Lone Star Cell was somebody that I can just pull on my back to just walk around with it and say thank you. What they have done for us is something that is etched into our hearts, and these memories and stuff will never be forgotten.
Okay.
We're forever loyal to Lone Star.
Thanks. Thanks so kindly. MTN.
Just smiling. I mean, Momo Heroes of Change, what we intended to do. I'm proud that, everything that our winners said actually is what we've intended to do, to recognize, celebrate, and reward change makers. And the recognition part is, one of the most important things that they've talked about, the visibility. And we hope that this transforms into partnerships as well. And not just for the winners. Like I told the top 30 nominees, we're always open to partnerships. Like the first year, I think we did more partnerships to help our mother and newborn up until this year than we did with the winner himself. So we're hoping that whatever you're doing to touch life or impact or enable progress in Liberia, you can always reach out to us. I'm always accessible and available to support. We as a brand, as a business, and as Mobile Money as well, we're always here. There are a lot of things that we're doing. More with our Yellow Star, those are all coming up now. So just know that we're here for you, the winners, Liberia, everybody. Those are here for you.
Julius was talking about Dubai also.
Yeah.
Maybe you could, we and Julius on that Dubai trip. Let winners go see Dubai.
Currently, the teams here currently in Zwedru. They're currently in Zwedru, trying to get select. I think they already done select the main, said they're going to buy the person one. So, your turn coming, Julius.
No, but I said 12
Yeah.
people.
So going to the counties is already
Oh, y'all take one
Zwedru.
from each county?
Yeah, so we've selected from Zwedru now. Next, they're going Maryland. And then once they come back, we're doing Maserado.
I get hope.
No. Don't lose hope. I keep telling you, tap into Vera Glory.
Okay. That's how we go. Thanks so kindly for being here. That's our team from MTN, Lone Star Cell, MTN, Momo Heroes of Change. You listen to the winners and the entity itself. They keep doing big things. We pray for more. And so that next year it can be even bigger and bigger and bigger. You may not know. You are listening. You could win tomorrow, or somebody that you know, or your child, or your relative, or somebody. So that's why you must support and cheer for others. This break, we will be right back.
I see you in a hurry. What are you up to?
Klubo, I'm getting ready. Don't you know that come October 1, Liberia, through the Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority, or LACRA, will be joining the rest of the world in celebrating International Coffee Day?
Tell me more, Koli. What is International Coffee Day?
International Coffee Day is celebrated on October 1 every year. It is an occasion that is used to promote and celebrate coffee as a drink. Liberia, through the Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority, or LACRA, is using this year's celebration to promote our own Liberian coffee known as Liberica. We want to tell the world that Liberia has the best coffee and to draw international support to increase the production of our own Liberian coffee. So in short, we want to lift the profile of our own Liberica coffee. For too long, our coffee, which is the best in the world, has been on the table. We want to make sure it stands up strong the other coffee drinks.
Tell me something. What are the health benefits of drinking Liberica coffee?
Liberica coffee offers several health benefits, including enhanced mental alertness, or in short, it can make your brain sharp, especially when you take a sip early in the morning. It also helps protect you from heart disease.
So, where is this year's celebration taking place?
This year's celebration is taking place at BWI campus in Kakata, Magibi County. It will start with a street parade and an indoor program which begins at 9 a.m. Several partners have been invited, including officials of government. We say, join us on October 1 at BWI in Kakata, Magibi County for the celebration of International Coffee Day.
looking for the sweetest, purest, and most natural honey in Liberia? Then look no further than Gabriel C. Gwen Natural Honey, produced right in the heart of Neighbor County. No chemicals, no additives, just real natural honey straight from the hive to your table. It's the taste of nature. Once you try it, you will never go back. Want to start your own honey farm and see result in less than 6 months? Then contact Gabriel C. Gwen today. Call 0776 596 623 or 0886 596 623. Gabriel C. Gwen Natural Honey can be found on Lynch Street in Omesha, right opposite the Ministry of Public Works. Gabriel C. Gwen Natural Honey. Taste it and be the judge.
Okay. One of our guests is in studio. We could speak with the others on the line. We should have had an entire team of engineers here, but we have one of them. So let's go across the table and say, Delano, welcome and thanks for always being here. Later on, we may speak with Gamoyu, Don Zogai, and Eric Jan Georges. He has other plenty names in between.
Gilbert.
Yeah. Gilbert.
Gilbert. Oh, he's
Jan Georges. There's another name before the Jan Georges. Yeah, but welcome.
Well, it's a pleasure being back here, Julius.
How is life going?
Well, Julius, I'm grateful to God. Every day I live, I'm so grateful to God I'm alive. That's the best thing I've been grateful for. Life will always be difficult. My plans always in life is to find a remedy, whatever come my way, that can I solve, I let it go and leave the rest of God.
Good. So we will start the discussion perhaps next week.
Yeah.
We could bring the three of you a time suitable for you people, perhaps for an hour, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot to unpack in terms of engineering. So let's start off with the reported demolition has been taking place, Bourgeois Island to District 17. What do you think is happening?
Well, the first thing I would like to say to the inhabitants that live right in the right of way, there's something we call the right of way. The right of way is owned by the government. Many persons don't know.
Is that something that is new or that people supposed to know?
It is new. They know. So normally is that you realize people are about to construct, they will go and build on the main road, aside the main road, and then that they go and apply for a temporary status from the commissioner office. And you see the commissioner office or offices will give them temporary status to just say, just be registered where the government owns the place, government can take the place anytime. So every year, the person goes back and renew it. So you know that place is temporary. But sometimes they take advantage. Okay, they take advantage. They maneuver their way in between and they extend the time for some 4 years, 5 years, which is very illegal. Okay, so you already know it's not enough for you. So you temporarily use it. The government can come anytime. So you're in the right of way where government owns. So when government about to break down, government don't need to inform you. So no matter government can always be very safer because they're their own citizen. So government notify you. Sometimes they say 90 days. Sometimes they say 60 days. And government just tell you. And government doesn't need to pay you anything for that.
Which one brings in rap?
The road action.
No, they call it the resettlement action plan.
Is resettlement action plan. What they call it, that's the environmental issue. That has to do with the same thing. Sometimes the rap people who also fall within the road construction corridor, and some people are having the personal property that is beyond the right of way. So so for example, if the Lino house is situated at a key place and we're about to build a road, that's the Lino property, and we believe that since we are expanding the road, at some point we need to cut off some portion of the property.
So in that case,
so we will have to settle him.
Yeah. So in that
we have to settle him. That is
there are times that government may want to expand roads or do projects. That may go beyond the scope of the right of way.
That beyond the scope of the right of way. Sometimes because of safety issue, sometimes because of utility issue. Because many of the time we construct our roads, we need to accommodate utility issues. Utility issues are you have electrical lines, you have the water lines, you have the internet lines, the cable connections, all of those lines. So, for example, if you see that the SETI brother is not on the right of way, and government feels that they want to extend extend the road, you have to have conversation with City Brother. You have to do calculation of the portion of that structure that will be cut off. Look at the damage that will be cut or might occur on that structure. You have to calculate for the rigs as well, and you set to City Brother for that if they are not on the right of way. So you see the road action or resettlement action plan normally goes in that direction as I work. But then the bank requires that for the bank project. Whether you on the right of way or not, is the bank standard. Okay. You have to settle everybody.
That is the World Bank.
Yeah, that's the bank. All of the banks, that because the bank will even trees. So if I own trees down the road, they even pay me for my trees. But the government no. But you see, that one thing that it started happening years back. People were living on the even for government projects. At some point, government started doing rehab. They started doing the rap. They started reaction. Started paying people. And like the Kebaro, one of the major routes when the government started from that banner, they had to pay some people who are living right on in the right of way. They're making it difficult for government. You don't really have money. So people say the road too expensive. The road too expensive, but the road expensive because at that point, government felt that because we're already doing it the World Bank, and our own people, let's try to get in small thing. So people felt that, government should give us money. Government should give no, but government not owe you money. A loan is a government project, and you on the right of government don't need to give you money. The only help government can give you is to give you a time now to move. Now, so I'm just appealing to the people on that side. Don't let people fool you. Like some areas have been broken down, and I've seen some people coming back gradually from the Douala side, building some small sticks. They're coming back, trying to peek back on the road. Small men, they're doing it again. And one thing that's really important to do, you break down structures. Make sure you protect the breaking down the structure. But every time the government comes back to redo, it's expensive. Mm-hmm. Every time you come back, you redo, it's expensive. Now, there are economic benefits.
What are they?
Good. Now, for every time the road is constructed, we experience migration. We experience economic activity within that corridor. Infrastructure-wise, we experience that. You had new people moving. You had new kind of investment going. And looking at the corridor from the Bourgeois Island, as far as the from Simport Bridge to Port River. Now, what I live, District 17, is greatly affected. People who are built on the rail up way, they're breaking it down. They used to have the Dover Bridge at the Simport Bridge, right? Mm-hmm. They used to have the train track. There's a route going straight from taking to the track of Hotel Africa. Mm-hmm. Do you know probably where it's breaking those areas down already? Go see the area. It's a wide, before you can reach Simport Bridge, when you just cross the Simport Bridge, it's interesting to see. It's like a wide open field. Now, it's very important. Because people who have, government's about to open that section now. We are talking about the economic benefits that it will create jobs for you. Government's about to outsource that area for road construction. When we build the roads, we had an economic corridor from here to Sierra Leone. So it increases the level of travel time. When the roads are bad, travel time decreases. So the cost of travel goes up high. Mm-hmm. When the road is paved, the cost of travel drops down. So if you were paying $1,000 from Douala to Bomi, and now when the road is properly fixed, you start paying $500. Because from Douala to Bomi is a 45-minute drive. And for me, 45-minute drive, you're paying 1,000 plus, because you're taking 2 hours to travel. Now it divides into 50%. So it drops. Economically, you benefit $500 back. Now, the vehicle operating costs also sustain. Your tires deplete early if the roads are terribly bad. When the road is properly fixed, your maintenance cost drops significantly, Julius. Now, we that live across, I leave from Hotel Africa, way beyond Hotel Africa, leave my home by 6 o'clock and reach them by 6:45. Because the critical section now is just before Douala to Lokintown section. Mm-hmm. So after I cross that route, easy ride from Intown all the way here. So you see, my travel time had dropped significantly. So my consumption of fuel also dropped. So those are economic benefits. So now your travel time dropped. Your vehicle operating costs drop. Your maintenance costs drop. Your fuel consumption costs drop. Transportation cost, if you don't even have vehicle, it drops. So that economic benefits. So now people may not see it. There where the economists have the transport economy, like Eric and someone who have been trained in this area, have to educate the people more about these things. And one of the reasons Don Zoga, Eric, and I chose to say, let's have the engagement with our people. Let's give them more ideas and look. When the government are doing the developmental agenda, these are things that is good for all of us. If we don't, we have to embrace it. But how do we embrace it? We have to educate the people that demolition is not just about breaking down. It's about expanding. Yeah.
There is something called development communication.
Right. Yeah, a strategy.
I don't. yeah, the government will say we are building as well. We are coming to do this, but this kind of deep conversation about why it is necessary and all the other things that you are bringing in.
Yeah.
It is something that they themselves need to invest in as they carry on these projects.
And that's why it's the government responsibility. And I think that's why he has some consultants around, some of us around who have the competence, like Eric. You see, Eric and I went to Birmingham University.
Yeah.
And we're trained in this area. There are few engineers in Liberia can tell you about these economic returns based on road construction. What are road constructed for? Look at economic returns. Look at the benefits. So when we talk about vehicle operating cost, we know what we're talking about. We look at travel time, we know what we're talking about. Look at the rate of returns of the road construction. Because there's a specific transport economists who can tell you this kind of training. Now, you have the experts. All you do work along with them to provide the insights. So before you can even start a demolition exercise or exercises, information are provided to the public. People are educated. People, they take ownership. But Julius, one of the reasons why many times we invest in the infrastructure is not sustained because people are not informed. When the man mind is not developed to accept development, whatever he gave him, he destroys it. Now, one of the reasons when you see the people put the street light, the people go and steal the street light. While in the civilized world, you build a road and they put road features, the signages. And later on, you see people go and steal the signages. They cut it, they cut it and go and sell it to scrap. Because the people are not educated, the mindset of the people. They need to take ownership. So the man takes ownership from the inception of the project, not from the execution of the project. The beneficiaries that live along the road corridor have to understand why the roads are constructed, what are the inputs from these people. They have public way building road, hire a contractor. The contractor carry aggregate, we call crush rack along the roadside. Sometimes the inhabitants along the roadside, somebody started to steal the crush rack. And government pays for that. So when these people are informed properly that you don't do these things to yourself because the road they are building here, who will ride the road? Who will use the road? That you're the one that living along the roadside will benefit from the road. Your children are going to school. When you're sick, the road buyer going to the hospital, the ambulance can now move faster. So let us help the people. Let us support the contractor. Some of you even be employed within the corridors when the road construction is ongoing. So those are the benefits we have from the demolition exercise. So we have to embrace it. And I'm so excited that we talk about road expansion. But Judah, I know the benefits of road expansion in every country. It brings the beauty of a country. But the sustainability aspect, those are things that Aaron and I will be talking about sometime next week. We'll be talking about how can we sustain the network. The investment are we putting in? How can we sustain it?
This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. The demolitions that happen, and sometimes nothing happens.
Right.
Like the alleys.
Yeah.
So
they come back and encroach on the alleys. Yeah.
The demolition takes place sometimes after years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
No machine goes there to clear it for people to use it for movements and that. What really needs to happen for all of those things to take place?
I think there's a capacity issue. Over the years, not even with this current government, even previous government, even from Adaselitan the last term, we have one Benu Borough. She used to work at the Ministry of Public. When I was consulting, working for GIZ there, in one of the presentations she did, her constraints way that we go in and just break down people's structure. And the zoning department doesn't even have their own equipment. Sometimes people don't even have their own equipment. And we see the people building on the drain system, we break the drain system, we go back, we leave it, we don't go back there. We should have something to sustain it. We break it down, break those structures that are on the radar, we're on the drain system. Then we should build barriers there to protect it, that people can now go back into the same areas. But at the end of the day, she was advocating that even at some point, zoning need to go autonomous. So when zoning go autonomous, meaning that zoning can raise our own revenue. Because all of the construction we're doing in Liberia, Julius, let me be honest with you, all of the construction we do in Liberia should have a permit. And zoning raise money for government. So those monies that are being collected by zoning, how much going to zoning for effectiveness? So many times you see many of the ministers will always try to look for money around, put it there for zoning, go break down store. And at some point the ministry is overwhelmed. They don't really have all of the capacity at some point to reach every angle. So they'll just break down. At some point they come back, you see the people come out 7 months, they can come back here. They're supposed to go to see structure without being new structure come back. So the people are not afraid. So it's nothing sustainable. So to have a sustainable plan, one is like zoning go autonomous, allow them to raise their own revenue, create their own urban planning settlement plan that they can come up with their own strategy, lay out moreover where possible we can do. Identify all of our drain futures and our drain system and all our right of ways and lay it out properly. That's all we need to do. And have a sustainable program for that. That on a yearly basis we can engage as soon as possible. Besides that, we can't do that. Every other thing we're doing will not be sustainable.
It also have to do with financing because if
yeah.
you break down and you needed to pave those roads or
That's the issue.
to work on those roads so that vehicles can use them, and that doesn't happen, then you still have the same problem.
That's a problem. So that's the issue. So you see, so one of the one thing I noticed that the government is currently doing before they move into any corridor, they already source funding. So the same thing started with the Bourgeois Island. When they started to break down structure, oh, you're not ready. And later we saw some intervention. And later we saw that the Japanese scheme is, we paved the section. Now, if you go across Julius, the guys are breaking down some store, the front part of some stores. That couldn't have happened before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the political way I've seen that is happening. And that's why we want Julius. Because over the years, we have complained about some of the people built on the drain system. Now we see them breaking some of those structures. Before the year end, we saw intervention coming from the Japanese government on it. We saw as far from the Freeport stretch going beyond Freeport stretch. If you go now to Bourgeois and you go as far after District 17, in District 17, they're breaking down structure. I learned that also they are already source funding for that section. They already source funding, meaning the source funding meaning they already have money in the pipeline to have the intervention. Have there been a procurement process from the Simport Bridge to Pearl River? I don't know. I need to follow with that. If there's no procurement process, well, there will be the same thing you're talking about. There will be the same thing, meaning that the next couple of years we'll see people coming back on the mirror, which of course will be expensive for government after you break down those structures to see people coming back on the mirror, and that people will not take you serious.
But people should not come back on the mirror.
They shouldn't. Julius, you know, and I said this on the program before, Julius. Many times you see the commissioners, and I'll say it be clear, many of the commissioners and mayors in the districts or in the townships, so many are the problem. The only source of revenue they see is to sell right away land.
Oh.
Yeah. For start, get you started right. Go on the road, pay some money to the people. So every year they collect money from the people. Somebody do it 6 months. So you see everybody coming closer to the road. They get permit from the city. The city may also go can't more. They give you smallest spot, they sell it to you. They lease it to you. Every 6 months you pay to the city. That's the money goes directly to them.
Oh.
You see that? So that's why you see everybody, like when I live in Virginia, going to the Hotel Africa, probably have marked for now the 5 first area, going to have conference center. They have marked the entire area. These are closer to the road. The people are selling it's not even adjacent. I mean, closer to the, less than 1/4. You see somebody put entertainment shop right on the road. In the safety zone of the road, where people can run straight into your house, in the critical part of the road. Someone can run directly into your business and kill you. And how do they get it? They go to the commissioner office, they apply for the spot, one man come from the commissioner, he mark the spot, they can say, he pay for it. And they said, there's no development, but that's not development. So now the government have marked all those areas. Probably we're going to break down all those structures. That's why you see that nobody's complaining for resettlement action plan. Because they know that they put down already, you'll be squatting right here. Like listen, one of my friends, my big brother, he's advocating. He said, look, it's wonderful being here for 30 years, 25 years. But being there for 20 years, 35 years, Julius, it doesn't give Julius the right to be here.
So in this case, there's a whole lot of problems here.
Yes,
the problem with the individual, the problem with the commissioner or mayor, and then the oversight ability of the zoning.
No, it's beyond zoning because and then I mentioned about something, Julius. I talk about the capacity issue.
Mm-hmm.
You will see. Haven't you seen a construction ongoing? You see a sign for popular was stop order.
Yeah.
But when you come back, you see the post state constructing, right? You see a state constructing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guys, Julius, they don't have the capacity to even go back. They don't have fuel. They don't have the logistics. They don't have it. So if zoning went back doing, let's say all around Morovia and start marking. They finish marked. Before the guy can come back in every quarter. So the zoning guy that is focusing on Broadway, focusing on Buganoville, and about the guys sometimes they don't have the capacity. They really don't have the capacity. Sometimes the time they take to move, they need money, they need fuel. So they tell you how to go through that. So if zoning go autonomous, it's quite different. It'll be more robust.
So one of the safest options would be the communication Now to
yes,
say,
yes,
you as a human being with some brains and some senses, do not
build in the right of way. Yeah. Nobody don't. Then the government need to have what we call proper coordination with internal affairs. The Ministry of War need to sit with the Ministry of Internal Affairs to tell the people, the mayors, the commissioner in the area, say, please do not give right of way spot to people. Those from people don't want it. Just stop it. Because you're causing problem for government. Every time government brings down this structure, government have to raise revenue. You know, to a D6 consume not less than 60 gallons of fuel just to work for less than 5 hours a day. So calculate that money times $850 times 60 gallons of fuel. And I'm working for 3 days. Would you be using that money for something else? So every time that machine goes back. So public work doesn't have all of the equipment at some point, so now public got to rent. Because you have area now, public work is already engaged now, doing a lot of demolition exercise. You got the site in Congota, which should be the overpass. There's a major corridor there. Major corridor. Then you have the other side on the bourgeois island. That's a major corridor. You have now public work is also against time that in this year the Japanese is about to start. Then you got the bourgeois island. You got the District 17 too as well. Mm-hmm. They're breaking down in District 17. It's not an easy tax. Where the money coming from? And government, you know, you look at compare the analysis from different budget streams, right? Mm-hmm. You got security, you get health, you get education, you got public work. Public work budget alone is not even sufficient to do all what they're doing when it comes to even the construction of demolition at the same time. Demolition is very expensive. To break down structure is very expensive. Because they're not just breaking, they break it, they collect the material, what they do. So they transport in the waste as well.
They still talking about the right of way.
Yeah, Julius.
The people who buy land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the land is near alleys.
Yeah, and near the front view, near the road is safe for them.
They build fences, all the house encroaches.
Yeah, on the road.
On the alley. What can you say about that?
But the first is that every community lay out into a block. So we have an acre. An acre constitutes 4 lots. Make an acre. So for every acre, there's a line around the acre. Meaning you got a front view, you got a side view, you have a driveway around, there's a street around it. Mm-hmm. So when you see the plot, the way the surveyor will do the plot, you will see that plot with it. You see the road, front view, road, side, how they do it. Now, where the problem comes in now, in that lot, in the acre, that Jida buy with 4 persons aboard within that acre. So Delino came aboard the first time, and me Delino bought the back. And then the person who owned the property trying to create a space. So Delino should be able to use on the back part of the acre to drive. But the man who's selling the land, sometimes because the land is about 82.5 by 130. So he comes back, he wants squeeze or he narrowed the land, take 10 feet from the 132 at the back, take some at 10 feet, keep that 10 feet as an alley, take 10 feet with the other person, he stick the alley in between. That's what somebody can do. So they come back, then the government tells you that it should be 30-foot alley. Community street should be 30 feet alley. 30 feet right there around it. What the guys can do, they come back, they take 10 feet into that 30 foot. Then they take 10 from the other man, they take 20 right, and they sell that place. So you realize when the government try to open the community, realize that you saw that 30, they make it 20. So the areas are becoming narrow. So many times, some of the surveyor we used to have before. So surveyors will always be having small land, all the areas. I get land down there. He trying to matter how the surveyor get land to the other place. But that surveyor, when you're doing that plotting for almost 10 acres, he created small spot within those small alley. He takes on and keep it right there. Then the man too, who got the property, encroach into the alley. Most time they don't get a real alley space. Government said 30 feet. They can't say let's do it 20 feet. Then they can say let's do it 15. Now only 1 car for the power, let's do 2 cars for the power. So when the government comes to open, the government realize people some fence into the alley. Some people can't even got access to the land to the back. Mm-hmm. So that man will take the D worth on the D. The D is quite different while it's on the ground. When the surveyor comes, when we bring the computer to public will look at the drawing and say, no. But yeah, we should have 30 feet alley here. We realize your fence. So no, it's not arguing. Probably let the drawing, let the master D for the place there. And those are the problems we have. From the land dealers and some of the surveyors.
And then even some of the owners
they encroach.
Will deliberately encroach into the alleys.
They do it, Julius, intentionally. Because sometimes I'm the first person to live in the
rather
community.
Rather than building at least certain feet within in your land. Even if in your alley.
Julius, if you have a cornerstone, okay, we call the cornerstone the reference point. The reference point of your building. The cornerstone, that way you tells you that your property lines. So those property lines, when you are building your fence, you don't cover the property. The city LEC can tell you. Mm-hmm. The meter they gave you for LEC. So you put a meter, there's a need to see the meter. Your cornerstone should be visible. Your cornerstone should be visible. Mm-hmm. From the cornerstone to your fence, at least 4 feet. At least 4 feet. From the cornerstone to your fence, at least 4 feet you should have. Suppose say 1 meter, but at least 4 feet from the cornerstone to your fence. Some people will build where the cornerstone is, they say that where they starting the fence. So they put a fence right on the cornerstone, which is not right. You don't do that. So when the people come, so where's the cornerstone? Say my cornerstone on my fence. Because Julius should be able to see when the surveyor comes to do surveying, he should be able to authenticate whose cornerstone is. I even asking you. So you see the name Julius J on the cornerstone. And that should be visible. Adjacent to this property, you will see it. Because when the property is yours, the initial is facing directly into the property. When the back of that is flat, it tells you that back is the alley. That back is the alley, it's the street.
Yeah.
It means that place is not owned by you. Where the right is facing from the left and the right, it means that place is called for you. That's how it looks like. But that's how it should be. But people they'll go for dubious deed, they will remove the cornerstone. Then they push the fence. They start to dress, they push a small, but they start doing they do a flower. They start planting trees. So they will take the tree and they put the tree even on the cornerstone. And most of the people that can do it, those people can move in the community first. The people can buy the land for and move in the community and start taking the encroaching. So, but they play. Like I bought a land somewhere. I wanted to do surveys. So I got the guy gave me a 2.5. The woman said, "Maybe you got almost 50 feet." Then he take it. I said, "No, enough for me."
Wow.
I said, "Why going to do that 50 feet?" I said, I said, "They know the reason why government opened the road yet." I said, "Almost 35. I'm going to take 50." He said, "Take." I said, "No." I said, "No, it's okay." I said, "Because I get sense. Tomorrow my problem where comes here. They see when they know that I don't get a business, but they make sure I know better. Someone could come who get money and say, "Look, I'm gonna open my road." And they realize I want to construct a fence that beyond my property line, it become a problem. So there were the problems at Julius. We ourselves who are land owners are the problem. Then the surveyor, before some of the surveyor were the problem. Thank God today now, some of the surveyor, most of them have been licensed. So you realize that those things are becoming, reducing gradually, Yeah, it works that way. Yeah.
Let's go to you, the engineers, in the next 5 minutes to talk about what is it like in terms of compensation and everything else for engineers.
Julius, Julius, that's one of the saddest moments in our life as a professional engineers practicing in Liberia. And I feel my colleagues on yesterday were having this conversation. What are the future for those students who are studying civil engineering, electrical engineering? The reason why I'm not mentioning about the mining engineers are well paid. Today you see that many guys who just to get a degree in civil engineering, maximum should be 5 years. If you're smart, you take 5 years. Sorry, if you get some small challenge, you go 8 years. I mean, small challenge. You know what I mean? So if you take like 5 to 6 years to obtain a degree in civil engineering, and you practice well, you gain experience, you went outside, you got your masters, you come back, and somebody want to pay you 400 some other US for as an engineer. It was interesting to know the last time we did a survey at the Engineering Society, we said like 600, we had 600 respondents. Out of the 600 respondents, 60% are unemployed. Only 40% are employed in Liberia. Most of them are below the wage bill of $500 to $600 a month. People who should be building infrastructure for our country, well-experienced engineers. If we talk about sustaining our infrastructure, we have Liberia already had, like before they said Liberia had deficit of professional engineers. That's not true. We have their competence, we have the skill sets, we have the people who have traveled out of the country, work out of the country. Some are back in country, and they're not interested to serve because if you look at even from some of the government agencies, some of our colleagues are working, Julius. It saddens us. And it's not encouraging, Julius. It is something many of our colleagues are afraid to even talk about because and I told somebody the other day, I said, you know what, many engineers trying to do law now? I have few of the young engineers that were interested. The children are graduating from the engineering school, they're going to law, they're going to UL to do law. They're not even practicing, they're not wasting their time. They believe that when you graduate from the law school and you go back, you sit the bar test, you buy an Anthony law, you go have a job, you even start your 1,000 hours. They'll start your 1,000 hours. But unlike before in the 70s, President Todbo established a program in Europe where he was encouraging students to study engineering. And the government will give you $700 to $800 money as allowance. When you graduate from there, the government gave you a job. The starting salary there was $900 that time. Homo Tule is my living witness. Probably say he benefited from that. That's how he went. Dustin McCall, went to President Todbo sent out the country to go to school. So what happened to engineers this time? Why should engineers be one of the least paid in our country? Why? And we expect them to perform excellence. The thing about it, Julius, it's so saddening that I told my colleagues, look, guys, the only way we can progress is to come together, organize ourselves, brand ourselves. It's so good that the engineering society is about to license engineer in Liberia. Why should international engineers be well paid than us who are practicing, who have experience? Or men who come in the country to practice depending on you to give you the local context. And he pays more than you. His salary, what about where by far? You're making fire to sales, right? That man on the project make almost 7,000. So when the blessings and some, and most of the engineers that make money like brother who working on international projects. I'll be honest with you. So my colleague who make good money here, that's a guy who working on international projects. So if you assign to an international project, maybe making 1,000, if I'm making $3,000. And if you sit in one of the ministry, you look at your colleague way down, they're making $400 or $500 US. Then the Liberian dollar, they get a small Liberian, maybe 30 or 40,000 Liberian dollar coming on the other side. I think at some point we need to prioritize the livelihood of the engineers in our country. Look at the government is investing a lot of money into infrastructure. And who will execute the infrastructure? Are the senior engineers. The life of engineers should speak in their families. Just like a medical doctor. Just like the lawyer. Engineers, the professional engineers among the noble professional world, among the first 4 noble professional world, we are among them. Engineers, you go to America, you are in the UK. You see engineers in the UK. You want to even become an engineer.
His name is Delano Bryant. We'll open the lines. Next week, we'll try to bring in the full crew to go into deeper discussions. 777-700-995, 555-995, the numbers to call. Let's hear you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Julius.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you.
And good afternoon to the veteran engineers in studio.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Johnny Everton Bona, one of Liberia's practicing engineers.
Okay.
Again, let me say thank you to the brothers. I think they said it well. The issue of people encroaching on property, on community rules and other way issues that were initially initiated by surveyors, because those days the surveyors themselves were not that much knowledgeable. So as a result, they would encourage people to go and establish or settle on the other way, forgetting to know that in the future would have been an embarrassment to them. And additionally, next to engineer not being advertised in terms of compensation is something that is very painful. I'm one of the practicing engineers in Liberia, but now I took the law school interest, hoping that I can go at the law school so that I can be involved into some professional practice that will give me better income than that of civil engineering. I mean, it's actually discouraging. No job for engineer, and few of us that managed to have gotten a job. I mean, it's just a migrate. So again, let me say thank you for the time, and I appreciate my brothers in studio. Thank you.
Thanks so kindly as well for the call. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Hey, great man, Julius, and our brother in studio. I want to say good evening to you.
Go ahead.
My name is James Dobasau. I really admire this. Julius, that's one reason why I most time listen to OKFM for some of these very, very traumatic issues in our society. Now, I heard you talk about how many feet a community road is supposed to be. Julius, this is strange to me because many of the places that I even acquired properties, you ask the surveyor there, some of the gates 50 feet, community roads 20 feet. So awareness is a very, very serious issue that the Ministry of Public Works needs to take on. Because a society that is not aware, and you say innocent of the law does not excuse you, no. But if you don't tell the people what the law says and they carry on damage, the society gets the effect. So I think the Ministry of Public Works and you, the engineer, need to help to have other programs on radio and so forth that will actually educate people. Until we do that, the society will be chaos, all the demolition and all those kinds of things. Sometimes the people who are demolishing their homes should not be demolished because they did not know, that they needed to do certain things.
Okay.
So I want to thank you, Julius.
Thanks so kindly as well for your call. Let's see who's on the international line. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Julius. My name is Bernardo's. Bernardo's running name and I'm from Morocco.
Yeah, you can speak louder.
Thank you for the conversation, Julius. This is a brilliant conversation. Actually, for me now, I did food engineering, and so I know how important is the road infrastructure. Like the food industry or the food governance is very large. In order to enhance food governance in Liberia, we need a real solid road network, because no country food industry thrives in the absence of road network. For example, Julius, I have a dairy farm, or I have a milk company, and I want to get my product from the farm and take them to my production site. If there is no proper road network, I'm going to find it difficult. And this is why our food industry is not opening up, because there is a lack of road infrastructure in Liberia. And what the Big Brother have said regarding economic benefits in terms of road infrastructure, it transcends far beyond just vehicle costs in terms of gasoline and so forth. It widens every industry in a country. Like, for example, in Morocco here, there is a full-fledged road connectivity here in Morocco. So the food industry is very open up. Everything you think about in terms of maybe butter production, oil production, milk production, everything, cheese, everything, they are producing it right here. It is because they have a very solid road network, and every company is running smoothly here. But Liberia, no, we don't have it. For example, my mother is growing orange in Lofa. Orange, and she has an orange farm in Lofa. We want to connect her farm or her business to that of a juice production company in Liberia there, to empower her business or to expand her production. How do we do that in absence of road? Now, how does my mother take her produce from her farm and transport it to this juice company, between whom or which a kind of collaboration is being built between the company and my mother's farm? But in that situation, my mother has the capacity to produce, but she does not have the capacity to transport this food and this produce from her farm to these various companies that they created collaboration between. So in that situation, you have our farmers being poor instead of being rich all over the world.
Okay.
Farmers are billionaires. But
Thanks.
in the absence of road, we cannot have these sectors booming. Thank you.
Thanks. So kindly, next week we'll expand on all of those areas. That was another critical intervention you made there. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. Good morning and good evening to your studio guests.
Go ahead.
My name is Lucas. I from the Southeast. I think he spoke well. Just a few things I thought to get clarity on him. One of the things I'm basically concerned about have to do with authority giving squatting right. And after the squatting right period, some of them go to some extent to sell. He made mention of commissioner. He made mention of maybe
city mayors.
Certain mayor and all of those things. So we want to know as to whether there is any measure, because in every investment there are two major elements that emerge: the risk and the return. So if the buyer becoming the one that take the risk, then what's about the one that getting the return at the expense of the government? I want to know whether there's any instrument that speaks to the punishment, or maybe either be dismissed or either be prosecuted for those who also go to the center and sell those land. The second thing, Julie, I want to talk about have to do with the coordination. Look, for example, you bring cross right, government is doing projects, okay, and we try as much possible to safeguard the project and provide intelligence and what have you, if you community watch forum. But Julie, we interest you that whenever someone being discovered taking the material away, you will be very amazing. The very man who other police apprehend the man or watch forum, taken to the station, the next man is back in the community, and it may become very, very threatening to everybody. He start threatening people, and even pointing out people with again, people who try to expose them. And there's any measure, because these things are very key in moving the country forward. Lastly, I would like to know, in other countries, my experience is that when they're doing the road construction, as you said, they also do it along with the alley, because you have to match the road. okay? But you do road construction after 10, 15, 20 years coming back for Allen. Because by the time the road construction pass, it is assumed in the mind of many of us are not engineers that the government are already drew the line of demarcation I can be anywhere now. So I want to know as to whether, I mean, is that exercise also existing in the context of a Liberia construction of the road? Thank you for the opportunity, Julia.
Okay, thanks so kindly for your call as well. Let's take 2, 3 more. Yeah, right. Welcome. I see you. Can you cut your radio off or go far away from it?
Yeah, I've tuned it down already.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, my name is Mensa Tipo. I'm an engineer and also a surveyor. I speak as the chairman for the licensing board for surveyors in the Republic.
Okay.
And I like it very much when the studio guests talk about surveyors. Surveyors of yesterday, we know they have a problem, but today we have very knowledgeable surveyors who understand fully well the geometry and the measurement rules. And so the selling of alleys and other things are things of the past. I know there are problems that still exist, but what's happening in the communities now is basically children of surveyors that have been seeing their fathers measuring. They too went to stores, bought their decameter, and then they call themselves surveyors because it's considered a criminal surveyor.
Oh, so that's what some of them doing.
And so there is a licensing board that every year, like next month, we will put up a public notice for renewal of licenses for all surveyors in the Republic. And usually we publish listing of surveyors.
Yeah, I know. I saw some kind of listing on Facebook about the licensed surveyors.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we are doing. We're bringing reform to the sector, and we are very sorry for the troubles of the past, but I think we all can correct it.
So
you're speaking very well.
Yeah. So if you can get means of getting my number, please get it. We need to get you on the show as well at some point in time, so the public can interact with you, so we can understand how the whole surveying thing looking and all of that.
Okay, Julius, I very much appreciate that. I will call this number after the show.
No, you shouldn't call this number. You can ask some people, and you'll get my number. You say what's your name again?
Mensa T. Powo. So if you check on that surveyors, I say I'm the chairperson.
Okay.
My numbers are at the top.
Okay.
But I will find your number.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. All kind of thing can happen, like, bro. My first time hearing this one. So when you see your papi, it is just like me being journalist. Then my child don't do anything about journalism. People like, I go take microphone and say my pa like journalist. So myself. Welcome, Victor Smith. Let's hear you. You the final caller.
Thank you very much. My junior brother and my junior colleague, good evening, and thank you for the presentation. He did very well on that, but I just want to give this information out now that the Engineering Society of Liberia now has a board of accreditation. Mm-hmm. So in the next few months now, we'll start giving license out. Mm-hmm. Luckily for me, I'm the first chairperson on that particular board. So in the next few months, we'll start giving all the information to start accrediting our engineers. And the most important thing is that we are the maker, creator, and developer of infrastructure. And if you look at the statistics in Liberia that which we want to change, most of the major infrastructure in our country is being given to foreign engineers. And guess what? They rely on us, on the information we give them to do the work. If we have that level of intelligence and information, why don't we do the work ourselves? So it's about time now that engineers will now start raising the fact that we are here. And as Delano said, he's right. I run a private firm in Liberia, and that's the only way I can make it. Because once we go out there, we are on par with the international guys, so they pay us that level of money to pay them too. So we need to start raising these flags so at least the engineers can be known. So thank you again. for the presentation, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thanks so kindly, sir, for your call. We go back to him now. Sorry, folks. I know the interest is high, but yeah, next week we will find time when all of them can.
Like the man who about to lesson us, Mr. Smith said, it's true. He and I work on the U.S. government project together. It was interesting to know both were working on a project, and we have somebody coming to work alone with us. He and I were teaching, and I'm making $90 per day for scratch card. Just for scratch communication, $90 per day.
Wow.
You're making $190 to sleep in hotel. I'm telling you, serious per day. They were renting car for him. While Mr. Smith and I were guiding that guy how to conduct the work. He will tell you. Those are something we're talking about. So when we speak it, we come with evidence. We come with competence. Like Victor said, Mr. Smith been working. He worked in America. He worked in Liberia. He have a friend like myself who's been running and managing a construction firm. And we have the capacity in Liberia. Like my colleague Eric will be here next week. Gamoju will also be here next week. And I hope we can have the constructive engagement to give future to those who are in engineering school. They need to see their lives in us. Who they call that? The senior engineer. Victor called him here junior engineer. I should see my life in Victor. Then those who below me should see their life in me. If they see Delindo is not doing well, who want to do civil engineering? They must want to do civil engineering. You guys want to do civil engineering. But anyway, guys, thank you for the opportunity. Julius, I will never get tired coming here.
Yeah, sure.
And I think it's a contribution to society, and we have to keep doing it for our country. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to OKFM family.
Okay, thanks so kindly. That's how we go. Tomorrow will be another day on the OK Conversation. The president is coming back today. Some well-wishers have been gathering at the airport and all of that. Tomorrow we'll be here.